Hello. And welcome to another series in the group stages of the International 2015. Team Empire versus Newbee is what myself and Driscoll will be following next, and I'm excited. We haven't had a chance to cast either of these teams so far yet in the group stages, so let's see what they're going to bring to the forefront of Dota 2. Andy, what can we expect from these boys?
Well, like you said, we haven't seen them, right? So
that's true.
I mean, to be honest, we casted a heck of a lot yesterday, so we didn't have a chance to watch pretty much any other games. We only had a break for about, I think, 2 hours or so, and then we're just back to casting. So I'm just as curious as you are. What are they going to be doing? Are they going to be doing the TI5 meta? Is this Tusk first pick? Is it Naga Siren? I mean, the heroes made it through. A lot of teams are prioritizing Naga and Tusk very heavily throughout the group stages here.
I remember, yeah, I mean, talking about Tusk, I mean, Naga, you said, I'd be interested to see if they're threatened, but at least Tusk, I know that Yoku, I've definitely seen him in the past. He's a big fan of that hero, and we'll see if that is going to be something. But again, yeah, the sensible bans here for Newbee. You don't want Empire getting their hands on the gyrocopter, and unless you're like a lot of teams at the moment, really. But if anything, we know how good Empire are with these heroes under their belts. And of course, the Undying ban pretty much standard against a lot of these teams from China, Newbee.
There it is.
And as you said, you called it. It's the Naga straight up, and it kind of seems to be shifting over the days. There was a day where we were seeing a lot of Gyro getting through his first pick. There was a day when we were seeing a lot of Bounty getting through his first pick. Today, it certainly seems like it's the day of the Naga.
It's usually like Naga Siren, then the other team picks Tusk +1, and then you kind of go from there. And then after the first 2 picks from each team, you start to see the lineups come into their own. It's similar to what we saw in the last series, Complexity taking on Secret. It wasn't until you saw the last 2 or 3 picks where you actually really started to say, okay, this is starting to look like a specific type of draft they're either going to push. I mean, we saw mid-brood. There was some craziness happening in that last series. But Newbee, they will be able to get their hands on Queen of Pain and Earthshaker. Could be an anticipation of Empire maybe going back for that Tusk. If it's not picked here, I'm going to assume it's just going to be banned. Like, I don't think you can let that hero through if you've already made it past the opening phase.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to see that touched upon on the second phase of bans, but depends what Empire want to sneak through here as their second pick. Shaker Queen of Pain from Newbee, you know, it's the standard opening too, and it's going to be the Bloodseeker again. I think this is the second draft today we've seen from a team where they go Naga Bloodseeker.
It was the opening from Complexity, right? Because they played Zfreak support Naga, and then they played Ziz on the Bloodseekers, so I think it's actually, yeah, it's the exact same, in the same order on top of that. So maybe looking to see that Tusk ban here in the second phase. Dazzle and Winter Wyvern, obviously going to be priorities here for Empire to take out, as Newbee actually have the pick out of the second ban phase first. And the first one is going to be Bounty. Pretty common stuff. Does either team actually decide to ban Brood here?
I think maybe it's kind of the fourth ban material we sometimes say. I mean, yeah, later on in the bans, I won't be surprised. But the thing is, you said your Tusk, your Wyvern, and your Dazzle might be the ones they're thinking about more. I mean, even heroes that we know certain teams are very good with, like Empire, of course, with their Disruptor. You know, it's one of the supports that we do see them pick up, at least they used to pick up a lot. I don't know whether it's been a little bit less or more so during these group stages, because as you said, us casters only really kind of get to see the games that we see.
Yeah.
It's
everyone's
long
working
days.
hard, so we basically don't get a chance to watch the other games, and if we do, it's going to be during the break between the main stage and the group stage.
Yes.
Like, that'll be the time where we can actually go back and check it out. And
hey,
you said it, man.
I said it.
You were talking about it.
There we go. There we go. We might not have seen the Empire games, but you know, I know an Empire favorite when I see one, and Disruptor is certainly one of them. Newbee aware of this as well. Empire now with their fourth ban against the side of Newbee. Now, I've got to say, obviously, when Newbee coming into this tournament, a lot of people give them a bit of flack. So far, they haven't been doing too awful. I think what we're looking at in terms of the moment on the group stages, they were.
So right now, Empire and Newbee, they're pretty much
They've
right next to each other in the standings.
Okay, so they haven't lost a single series. They've always managed to 1-1 against everyone in their group so far.
Yeah.
So that's quite something here for Newbee, a team that people were downplaying. Empire with the fourth ban is going to be that PL. And now back to Newbee. So yeah, as I was saying, I haven't really had a chance to see much Newbee, so I'm kind of excited to see what they're going to do. So far, of course, with the Quap Earthshaker, that's standard. There's a lot of teams doing that. But I hope we're going to kind of see a bit of a Newbee touch here with the final 3 picks.
I feel the Chinese teams in general have a tendency to gravitate towards what everyone else is doing. Like, they they're not really seen as innovators so much, but they're always very good at perfecting what strategies people already have in play. So you can look to see them picking a lot of the same stuff, but they just kind of elevate it to another level. You know, that's kind of just been the history of Dota is Chinese teams. They'll see a strategy, see its strengths and weaknesses, and try to make it even better, like perfect it, right? And then they move on to something else. So I'm not sure if Newbee are going to pick anything too crazy. Like, I doubt we're going to see Tusk techies or anything like that out of them. I think they'll just stick to the normal kind of TI5 styles of lineups. Could look to see something like Dazzle, you know, Winter Wyvern, stuff like that. As far as cores go, since Gyro's been banned out and Bloodseeker is already picked. Oh, they actually take out the PL too, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Sensible stuff. Talking about sensible ban. Newbee, of course, taking away that Viper. They're going to be running a Quap potentially in the mid lane.
Yep.
You don't want to deal with having the potential of having a Viper against you, especially in a kind of group stage meta where we are seeing a lot more Viper come about. Talking about your Dazzles and the Wyvern, Dazzle is going to be the pickup here for Newbee now, on top of the Shaker and Quap.
Yeah, I like the Dazzle a lot. We spoke about the difference between Wyvern, Cold Embrace, and Grave when we were watching Arteezy live on TA with like 1 health for so long, and the ability to still deal damage and use your skills when you have Grave on as opposed to Cold Embrace where you just can't do much. And I think against Bloodseeker, it's really important for that. And not only the fact that you have Grave, but the heal is an AoE heal. You're not just healing one person, you're healing multiple targets. So the actual throughput of the heal makes it so Thirst is far less effective, and it's still a very, very good hero against Bloodseeker in general, with that Weave, making sure that if you run in and Weave is on you, you could be in some serious trouble if you get caught out.
Oh, third pick here for Empire. And it's going to be the Storm Spirit. Okay. Coming out here for of course, Resolution, I'd imagine, in the mid lane. And, I mean, the Storm versus Quap matchup.
Queen wins.
Queen wins at the start. Once you get that 6-on Storm, it's a lot easier. But, yeah, it's the beginning phase that Queen, would you say, has the chance to dominate?
The first 5 levels, the Queen should win. It's kind of player skill dependent, I think. But the Queen is typically seen as the one who's going to come out on top. They're maybe like 70-30 in terms of how much the lane is favored towards Queen. Like, Storm can do some stuff. But in general, you should lose. But once you get 6, like you mentioned, having that Ball Lightning available means it's going to be really tough to do anything about it. And that's kind of why Empire picked the Storm here. It's not the 1v1 matchup that they care about so much. It's already having seen Shaker and Dazzle that you know that neither of those supports are really that great against Storm. Like, the Shaker is much better once he gets Blink, but even at that point, you have to worry about like Bloodseeker and Naga Siren together. So Newbee, they're picking up the Dragon Knight. This could be Newbee adjusting their lanes to make sure that they're not putting like, they could still put the Queen mid. They could put DK safe lane. It's not completely unheard of, but it is a little bit unconventional.
I mean, is there the potential that Empire might put the Bloodseeker mid and the Storm in the safe lane? Or do you think
they can do that too? Yeah, they can definitely do that. I think that the Storm probably has an easier time in the matchups, though. I think Queen has the potential to shut down a Bloodseeker in like the first 1 or 2 levels. So if that can happen, then the Bloodseeker might struggle, whereas Storm is still going to be able to try to get some farm. If Newbee put DK mid, Storm wins that lane. So I think that's why it's less likely that Newbee would want to put that matchup together. They picked a hero with an instantaneous stun. They already have sustain. They have 2 forms of initiation, and they have good push. So Newbee are fairly well-rounded right now, whereas Empire, they have a lot of mid-game. Their laning phase and the Seeker is okay. But I think it's just going to be Storm Spirit probably going to be struggling against the Queen if that's the matchup. And then during mid-game, Empire really going to look to try to get off the ground.
4th pick here from the side of Empire. We've had so far pretty much nothing too different in terms of the meta. This is keeping within it. Newbee's Dragon Knight pushing the boat out a little bit. I mean, we are seeing more Dragon Knight, well, a hell of a lot more than we did a few patches ago. But it's not really been the prevalent hero that a lot of teams have been looking at in terms of bans, at least. Very rarely have we seen the DK being banned out in these drafts. And Empire now, with their 4th selection, still looking for their support. And, of course, Shoku's offlaner. There is still the Spirit Breaker available here. I mean, do you think this could be an option that Empire might be thinking about?
Spirit Breaker is kind of hard to use, especially, and that would be a 3rd melee against Shaker.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
It's kind of rough to do that. Like, maybe you go for something like Clockwork, whereas he's still melee, but he's not a conventional melee hero. Like, you can isolate Shaker, you can isolate the Dazzle, or even the DK in some situations and maybe try to make something happen. But they're going to go for their secondary support right now. It's going to be the Witch Doctor. I'm assuming this is just going to be Naga Siren position 4 and then Witch Doctor position 5 here for Empire. Now, Newbee, they're looking to ban the off lane right now. Could just be a simple DS ban. it's still an annoying combo to deal with Vacuum into Blood Right and such. Or they could also look to ban something like Clock.
Yeah, they're just definitely going to look at the stronger offlaners.
Yeah, it's just going
as
to be
you
DS.
said. We're seeing quite a bit of Darks here as well this tournament. It's definitely one of the favoured offlaners for a lot of the teams. Now, Empire looking at Newbee's draft, we probably are expecting... I mean, do you think we're expecting an offlaner from Newbee, or is this going to be the offlane Shaker? Well, the Empire seem to think it is going to be the Shaker on the offlane, yeah. I mean, the Wyvern, it's a smart ban, you know, the Wyvern Dazzle combination. And with a hero like DK, I mean, as you're going to be able to sit through Rupture, you are going to be killing this Dragon Knight if they're able to pick up the Wyvern as well. I mean, even just the Dazzle combination on its own is going to be very, very hard for Empire to break through when they're trying to kill the DK. And the Tusk sneaks through to the final pick. So with that selected, Empire, what do they do against this? I mean, the Clockwork is still there. We talk about it time and time again, how it can be used against a Tusk lineup.
They could do Undying as well. It's not so bad.
Undying, they banned it first.
Oh, they did ban it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, banned it out against Newbee. Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason I thought it went through, but yeah, I mean Clockwork's all right. But
what about the SP? You don't think the Spirit Breaker?
There's so many disables on Newbee. Like they have Shaker, they have Dragon Tail, they have Tusk. Like it's okay, but you're going to be eating a ton of disables as soon as you go into a team fight. And against Shaker, okay, so they're changing it up a bit. Looks like it's going to be Core Lina, and they're just going to put. What are they doing? 2-1-2. Is it going to be Bloodseeker like Witch Doctor or something in the off lane?
It looks like it might be here. I guess, yeah, Lina and Naga should be able to deal easily with the off lane. Well, okay, so Sansheng, Earthshaker, yeah, it's a June on the Tusk. But nonetheless, well, I'm looking forward to getting stuck into this one team, Empire versus Newbee. Game 1 of the 2-game series. Well, let's see how it goes down here as we're ready to get this game fired and underway. And
I really like
it's going to be, okay, yeah, Yoku on the Bloodseeker.
Yeah, I like the Core Lina. I think it's really good against DK. So normally heroes like Storm and Bloodseeker have a very hard time actually going in on Dragon Knight because the hero is just so innately tanky, right? So Rabbit, he's going to be playing that core position Dragon Knight for the side of Newbee. And if you initiate on him like that, a lot of times it can backfire because, like you mentioned, Dazzle in conjunction with Weave and Grave, you can keep him alive for so long that the Storm has to waste like all his mana killing him, then you can't retreat. But if you have Laguna Blade and you have that burst potential to just kill him before the Grave comes out, it can be a huge difference maker in these fights. And as it stands right now, Empire trying to vie for control of Newbee's jungle right now and make sure they can get their wards going for them.
Looks like that Newbee going to respect this. Give them a bit of space they have. As he dropped down that Observer, I think Newbee caught sight of that one. And they've also managed to get a ward up here by the rune spot as well. Newbee did get a ward over on the side of the map of Empire. And Empire just looking to secure this bottom rune. Newbee likewise looking to get Rabbit that bounty rune from the top.
Pretty standard stuff here from both teams at the start. And Rabbit looks to be going mid, so it is going to be, at least for the time being, it's going to be the Tusk actually going to the safe lane. And then I think they're anticipating an aggro lane. Like, that's the only thing that makes sense. Like, they're assuming that there's actually going to be aggression coming out from Empire to where they're not going to be able to put their safe laner there at all.
Which is, I mean, this is smart.
They're right.
Yeah, because,
they're right.
Because Yoku is not going to be happy solo laning against a Quap.
No.
So, yeah, Newbee have definitely anticipated what Empire want to do here. And they've got it right. Rabbit actually at the back of here from Banana at the moment. And as you said, yeah, Tusk in this safe lane position. Sandshen going to be roaming around on that Shaker. But, I mean, this aggressive tri-lane, will they be able to shut down June?
Yeah, I definitely think that June is going to be having a tough time. He started with boots, so he's not assuming he's going to be getting much. You pretty much only buy boots when you have to be very mobile to stay out of range of all the disables of the enemy team. I think the most important matchup, like if we consider bottom lane for Empire wins, middle lane from Empire probably also wins, the one volatile matchup is going to be this top lane if it stays as a 1v1. But as it stands right now, Banana, he's decided he doesn't want to stay in bottom, or he doesn't even want to stay mid. He just like, all right, I need to make sure that this one lane wins for us. Because maybe if he sits bottom, maybe it's still not enough to actually keep them in good shape. But holding the Bloodseeker down, like he's doing right now, it means that Yoku, even once Banana leaves the lane, Mu is going to have a level advantage and an experience advantage. And that could be all he needs to make sure that he can hold Yoku down alone.
Yeah, in response to this, Always Want to Fly is going to come up here on the Witch Doctor to turn this into a 2-on-2. And of course, Witch Doctor, with the strength he has in the laning, will be able to help out this Yoku Bloodseeker, try and get a bit of farm here. Mid lane, resolution getting very, very low, but obviously knowing the limits of the hero, has the salve ready as well. Just about 100 gold away from his bottle. Bottle, of course, already out on Rabbit as he went for it first. But yeah, so Witch Doctor's going to start making the pulls, try and make this lane a little bit easier for Yoku, because at the moment, just a couple of minutes in, only been able to find that 1 CS against the Quap and the Dazzle.
Pretty expected. Like, in this early stage of the game, Queen of Pain is one of the best heroes at zoning off melee. And Bloodseeker eventually recovers, especially once he gets to like 3 or 4, because you get a couple of points in the Thirst going. Hopefully your other lanes are dealing some damage. And
Aloha Dance. With this double damage, there is a Fissure. Will buy him some time, but Aloha Dance going to try and chase it down. 320 move speed on him, 310 on the Shaker. I don't know how deep you want to go, and yeah, that's too deep. And now Aloha Dance could be in trouble here. He might have been off more than he could chew. June trying to turn this one around. Silent is there to back up the Naga. Aloha Dance going very aggressive. It's going to be fine at the end of the day, though, as yeah, they do manage to get themselves out. There's just a fair few blows being traded on the bottom lane. They're clarity up here. I mean, it's level 2 here on June. If he can find the shards into the snowball, he could go for it. And they do have this vision here, so they know exactly what's up. Well, so does Silent. He's spotted out Sansheng. And we'll get the Light Strike array here. Sansheng needs to be careful. There is a Dragon Slave, and it is level 2 as well. Would have brought him very low to going down. Wouldn't have been able to quite find the kill onto the Shaker.
Yeah, he would have needed 1 or 2 more autos, I think, for that to kill. But still very close. Middle lane, Rabbit's actually doing a pretty good job. Storm's still winning the lane, marginally, but I think between Bottle Crowing, it's pretty tough to just say one hero straight up wins mid anymore. It seems kind of like no matter what, as long as you're Bottle Crowing a lot, that you're going to be able to sustain as long as you have some way of clearing the wave, and obviously DK does in that Breathe Fire. So everything considered, I think Newbee are actually okay for the time being. They're getting farm on their Queen, they're getting farm up on that DK, and then of course Tusk. He's struggling a bit, but at the very least he's still getting some EXP.
In top lane, well, Moo and Banana going in here on to Always Want to Fly. Moo's got the mana here for the screen, will pop it, but it is just the level 2, not quite enough burst damage, blinking himself away as well. Now might be Banana in trouble, incredibly low, and there you go, that is your first blood. Always Want to Fly with the right click will be able to bring down the Dazzle.
I'm kind of surprised Moo didn't just salve. Like, he had a salve on him the whole time. If you salve against Bloodseeker, not only is it making it so you obviously put yourself at high health, but it's making it so he does less damage and loses movement speed. Like, I'm really shocked.
Sanshen's come in here with a Fissure on to Always Want to Fly, blinking forward. They will be able to find the Witch Doctor. Now they look towards Yoku. They don't have mana here on Moo, unfortunately, to throw anything else out. They will just force Yoku back towards that tier 1 middle lane. Rotation in from June. Maybe looking for resolution. He's just about to hit level 6, though. In fact, he's got it now with his creep, so suddenly the gank has become a little bit harder, unless they can get the Chainstone off here with the Dragon Tail.
They don't have the damage. They would need Rabbit to be 6. Like, he needs that extra damage from the Green Dragon form, but unfortunately, he's not going to hit 6 in time. And I think June was also soaking EXP there for a second, so splitting it up means that definitely not going to have the Elder DK form available.
Top lane at the moment, Sansheng still hanging about here with Banana and Moo. Moo's still a little bit low on the mana front, so not really got enough to go in onto the Bloodseeker Yoku, who has found himself a bit of farm now. 14 for 3 here on the Bloodseeker. You can compare that to the farm of June. How's he doing down here? 8 for 0. Not found that much. We've seen him try to rotate around the map a little bit. Hasn't really found anything. Towards the mid lane, though. Always Want to Fly, just dropping down a ward here to help out resolution on the Storm. Aloha Dance
Top
moving
lane
in on Banana, yeah, with the Blood Rage and the Ensnare. They're going to try and go for Dazzle here. Dazzle does have the support here of Moo, and Moo now with the bottling up. Oh, Fissure coming out, catching out too. Aloha Dance getting low. He's trying to find something. Always Want to Fly's come in, but they've already lost the Naga Siren. Moo looking for Yoku. The Snowball coming in as well onto the Bloodseeker. Will catch him. That's going to be your Bloodseeker down as well. And Newbee working as a team here, moving us forward with a heal bomb and the right clicks. Moo gets a double kill, and 3 heroes dropping on the top lane for Empire. Newbee there with the Class A rotations.
I'm not really sure why Yoku decided that he should run in there. Like, he was just hitting Moo with like 10% HP, just saying, oh yeah, it's fine. You know, no big deal. Maybe he just thought he was dead anyway. Who knows? It was a very interesting engagement, to say the least. And we've seen a couple of Queen of Pains today, and Dendy's was one of them. It was definitely a stellar performance coming out of him. But Moo, he is not to be outdone here in this game.
Absolutely. 3 kills, 1 assist at the moment. 6 minutes into the game. Rabbit still farming pretty well in the mid lane, is still losing out overall to resolution on his Storm Spirit. 42-11 against the 36 for 2, but as expected, And Lower Dance is just trying to soak up some levels here in the mid lane. Silent has now hit level 6 thanks to this solo lane XP down here where he's been left alone for the time being. Well, the plan is, when is go time next for Newbee? We've seen him play very nicely in terms of just kind of countering Empire's aggressiveness. When Empire tried to go in on top, suddenly 4 heroes from Newbee turn up and they turn it around. Moo looking for his level 6 on this bottom lane. Very, very deep ward has been dropped here by Empire in the lane, so we'll be able to see kind of any kind of TPs coming in behind the tower if Silent does decide to amp up the pressure.
Oh,
Silent could be in trouble. Yeah, Sansheng and Banana moving in. Silent's going to potentially walk into this one. Here we go. Sansheng spotted it out. Fisher to set it up. Banana trying to move in. Has got 1 point here in the poison touch. And Silent just a little bit too quick, and he's actually just going to turn around. Light Strike Array will connect onto Sansheng. Has got enough mana for the Laguna, but wouldn't have been quite enough to burst him down. And Banana just backs himself up, and it's this time it's Empire with the 4 heroes moving around as a pack. It's going to just leave the middle tower open to Rabbit to do a bit of damage here with the Elder Dragon form. And the side of Newbee seem well aware of this, and they're keeping themselves safely tucked right back along the lane.
Now, when you have level 6 on the Lina at such an early phase in the game, it's only 8 minutes in, and you have that Storm, like Resolution, he's got his treads, he's got the 4 points into Overload. Their damage potential is extremely high on Empire. So Newbee just respecting that, realizing that if they get caught out, outnumbered, there is pretty much no way they're going to be able to take the engagement. But Banana, he's going to spot out Aloha Dance over here.
He's giving the old little Riptide and all. Fisher onto Silent moving forward. They've got to be careful though. Silent's got full mana. He's got a Laguna Blade and he'll use it to bring Sansheng low. Not low enough though. There's your Sonic Wave. Won't catch Silent. Brings the low hard down slow. And there's the Walrus Punch to finish it off. Yoku trying to go in now onto June. Dragon Slave as well. They'll find the return kill onto the Tusk. Now looking forward to Banana. Not going to find it. The cast bouncing between Rabbit and Moo. Empire bringing in more here. Resolution even around here. Thinking about whether he can contribute to this. But Newbee playing it safe. Just leaving it at that. So just the 1-for-1, the Naga for the Tusk being exchanged.
Yeah, it's not too big of a deal either way, I think, for these teams. The thing for Empire right now is that since they know that Queen is moving around so much, like Moo hasn't really gotten a lot in the way of CS, right? Like he's just kind of making his way around the map, looking for ganks, you know, trying to make things happen. He has 100% kill contribution for his team, which is great, but he's not farming anything. Like he's made the first stop now in this lane after, I want to say, like 3 or 4 straight minutes of just sheer roaming. Whereas Resolution, like he's just been farming up a storm, no pun intended. But he has 56 CS, 13 denies at 9 minutes into the game. And it's getting to a point where if he's going for that Orchid, he's going to hit a really solid timing, like 16, 15 minutes, something like that, barring some kills. And once that comes out, a lot of people on Newbee are just going to die to that Orchid damage.
Yeah, so it looks like, well, he's picking up the Soul Ring first. We'll see,
Yeah, it's standard to always go Soul Ring.
Yeah, and then we'll see if he does go for that Orchid next. Mid lane is left open, and Rabbit going to be able to take that one down. That's a bit more gold into the pockets here of the side of Newbee. Now Moo and Banana pushing in on this bottom lane. Yoku, how's he doing? Level 7, still just got the poor man's and
He's
the
got
treads.
Rupture.
Blood raged up here. Moo doesn't have the ult, but still a fair bit of burst, and Yoku might... Oh, he's going to get very close to going down here. Rabbit's looking for him, won't find him with a Breathe Fire. Yoku ticking down, and he's going to get very close to dying. Newbee's just moves, just got to find one more tick, and there we go. Will find the kill onto the Bloodseeker. Resolution actually trying to fight up and get a kill in return. Banana will over the Shallow Grave. No, the right click comes in just in time, but Resolution is going to lose his life friend. At the same time, Moo was able to kill off the Witch Doctor, netting himself a double kill. 3-for-1 trade there, favoring the side of Newbee, and after getting the tier 1 in the mid, they're going to be able to look for the tier 1 at the bottom lane as well. Top lane, the pressure is being put on by Empire, but nonetheless, the trade is going very nicely for Newbee.
I'm not really sure. Like, Yoku seems to be in a lot of situations where he's taking a ton of damage and just doesn't seem to respect the fact that Newbee can chase him. Like, that was the second time in a row where he's sitting at not a lot of HP, he gets harassed down, and then just gets cleaned up.
He's going to use the Rupture, but Rabbit is going to be quite a hard kill. They just can't go for it. I mean, moving forward is the Witch Doctor, but Rabbit, he really doesn't care about the Rupture. Has the Banana and Sansheng backing him up. And nothing they can do off the back of it. Tower is now in deny range here. But not seeming to want to deny it for the time being. So, Rabbit will he'll take the gold. He'll say, well, thanks for that. And
yep, no big deal.
More money for the DK then, okay. Okay, 1,700 gold in his bank at the moment.
This is a very awkward game for Empire. I mean, Resolution is the guy you're looking to right now to be like, you need to try to help create a little bit of space for the team. And I guess the nice thing is, too, since Empire have a Alina core, that it's more of a, not a playmaking hero, but you do want to try to play aggressive with it, right?
Nice stack here for Resolution. June actually going to go in onto a low hard dance with the Warriors Punch and the Scream.
Goodbye.
Bam! Now Resolution going to try and turn this one around with the help of Silent. They do find the kill onto Tusk. Can they get anything more? No, Moo's going to have a blink here in a couple of seconds. We'll be able to get away. So they do get the kill onto Tusk. A fair bit of gold there going towards Silent here on the Lina, who is working towards his Yule Scepter here. 200 gold or so away from picking up that staff. But still, 12 minutes in, how's the lead looking? It's only 1k. It's up and down, but Newbee's certainly going to be the ones feeling more confident with this early game.
DK Blink? Interesting. So, a lot of DK players will go Shadowblade. A lot of DK players will go like straight Silver Edge or Shadowblade into like BKB or something like that. Rabbit just says, you know what? I just want to be able to initiate with my team. We know we have Elder Dragon form for pushing potential. All I want to do is kill people.
Work really nicely in the sense that I don't know if Empire will expect this. They're going to smoke up.
Oh, they might catch Resolution. He's walking the other way in the river, though. Looks like they're going to avoid each other for the time being.
I mean, if they can get Yoku again, that's going to be just as nice. Blood raged up. Yoku just melts. And the blink initiation there, catching them out. I always want to fly moving in. I don't know if they can do anything off the back of it. And it looks like Empire agree. They're not going to go for anything in return. But yeah, another swift pick off there. And they're going to smoke up with a second one straight away. They want to try and go back in and catch someone else out. Let's see if they can do so. Indeed, they have got this ward here. They're going to know that Resolution is up there on the high ground. Rabbit moving forward, this time with the Elder Dragon form. They can catch out Resolution, which they just might, and they will here. Can they chain stun him up? Yes, with the snowball, that should be enough damage as well. Oh! Sonic Wave to seal the deal. That's Resolution down and out. Echo Slammer always want to fly. They just want to get these kills because at the moment they've found two. They're almost suddenly going to find three. Yoku's coming in with a Rupture onto Sansheng, but it's not going to be enough to save the poor old Witch Doctor. And Rabbit takes the Laguna Blade to the face. Gonna have the Shallow Grave. Yoku trying to walk this one off. He could be in trouble because Rabbit, look at the damage to Silent. Healed up as well. It's a double kill for June. They'll look towards a low hard dance, cleaning that up there with Moo. And suddenly you've got 4 heroes down on Empire. Newbee lose absolutely nothing. And at this point, it just seems to be a simple case of Newbee just outplaying the heck out of Empire.
A lot of it is the fact that Yoku's impact in this game has been pretty negligible at best. Like, even the usage of that Rupture right there, he cast it on a hero who's full HP, instead of just rupturing Rabbit, who was running away from the 2 higher damage dealers of Empire. Like, if you just rupture the DK, at the very least you exchange a kill. But instead, like, Silent tries to finish him off with a Laguna Blade. Rupture was on Sansheng, and no one on Empire has enough damage to really kill anyone in the side of Newbee. Between them having now a mech on Tusk, the Dazzle with the Shadow Wave, Grave on top of that, and then, of course, DK just being insanely tanky in of itself. Empire having a very hard time finding any kills at all.
I mean, at the moment, top of the net worth for the side of Empire is Resolution and Silent. But they're going to have to do something pretty spectacular. You know, we've got Lina closing in on that Yules. And maybe with that, they'll be able to start to find something in return. But so far, Newbee are getting away with a lot across the map. With this double damage now, they're going to look to take the 3rd tier 1 of the game. Empire themselves still yet to really do anything too much against the structures of Newbee. And yeah, Rabbit will be able to claim more gold into his pocket here, as Newbee just start to break away, as it shows on the graph. Coming to about a 4k lead now. So the first significant lead we're really seeing so far this game. And with the Elder Dragon form, Rabbit wants to go for more. He's still got a few seconds here at the double damage. Empire themselves, they're looking to take a tier 1 of their own from the bottom lane. It looks like they will get it. Yoku. Oh no, not again. Getting caught out by Sansheng and Moo. That's a godlike streak for Moo. He's obviously taking a book out of Dendy's because he's on 9-0-3. And this is looking very akin to Dendy's performance on the quad this morning against Complexity.
Moo's been having a phenomenal game.
Against Fnatic, sorry.
Yeah, Fnatic. You're right about that. The I don't know, like, Yoku just seems to be really off today. Am I the only one who thinks that?
I've not seen him play the Bloodseeker before. It doesn't seem like a very Yoku hero. I'm used to seeing him on those big initiators like the Tusk, like the Spirit Break, that you can afford to just go. Bloodseeker, especially against the kind of heroes that Newbee has, you can't do it like that. And unfortunately for Yoku, it's not working out so far.
He's just been caught multiple times. He's had situations where he was either... Oh,
Resolution's got a haste going on to June, but June has got 23, 24, 25 going up armor. It's going to be a hard one to pick off, even with the punches of Silent. Silent does have the Laguna Blade available still. Level 9, though. Hasn't got that second point in the ult. And Rabbit now with 2.1k, and suddenly, okay, we've got a 16-minute Aghanim's here on Moo. And he is level 11, so with the 2 points in Sonic Wave, that's a significant amount of burst, and especially something else that Yoku isn't going to be too happy to see. More burst damage against this Bloodseeker. Not a happy time for Yoku.
Yeah, he's only got Treads a Keeler right now, and it's 17 minutes in. This is a hero who's supposed to have farm priority, and to be honest, he doesn't have much considering the circumstances. I mean, even June has like more farm than him right now. Like looking at net worth, the Tusk is above the Bloodseeker in terms of overall GPM and net worth, and that's a bit concerning. The Shaker even, he's over halfway to his Blink Dagger. He's 1300 right now, so Sansheng with his Arcanes. Once he gets that going, I think Newbee are going to be even farther ahead. Resolution and the rest of Empire now realize that they have to try to do something. They can't just keep losing these team fights and not get any impact out of their mid-game style of lineup, whereas normally you see heroes like Lina, and you just go in, you know, you get that Yule's combo going, you blow somebody up with a Laguna Blade, and you try to take your team fight, but it doesn't really seem like they've been able to find any foothold in this game at all.
15-4, 17.5 minutes in. The difference still to increase up to 5,000, favoring the side of Newbee. Looking very, very strong indeed. The Queen of Pain, just the two cores here at their side, playing immaculate. Yeah, 9 for 0 for free. And you look at the DK, hasn't died at all and been involved in 7 of the kills. And farming at a pretty significant rate as well. Top of the net worth board for those two. And just followed by Resolution's Storm Spirit. He is close to the Bloodstone, so we'll see if that's going to enable for him to do much more. But so far he's been caught out quite a bit. And Rabbit just continuing to farm. It certainly looks to get harder and harder for Empire. I guess the plus thing about Yoku being a Bloodseeker, he can back up into the jungle as he is, continue to farm up, has now found the Ogre Club. Maybe if he's able to get that BKB online anytime soon, he'll be in a better position. Mid lane, going in on Moo. No, not going to happen. Able to just get the blink out before the coconut connects.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of the problem when you go Bloodstone is, if you don't have Orchid, no one's really that scared of you because you don't have the ability to just throw out that silence, steal the extra damage, and maybe Moo would have died if he had Orchid, you know. It's hard to say, but because the rest of his team isn't really doing that well, and he's going Bloodstone, it's seen as a greedier option, so your kill potential is very limited throughout the game. And Resolution is going to be heavily, heavily relied on to be able to do something in this game for his team, because right now, Yoku certainly isn't able to do anything. He needs a BKB, which he's building his way towards right now. And if you want to transition that Aloha Dance Naga into a position 1 like we saw earlier, you're going to need a lot of time, because right now he has pretty much just brown boots.
Yeah, Bloodstone done now in the Storm, but the push coming in from Newbee on the mid lane. Moo, June and Banana, ready to look for something here as they move into the jungle. Double damage bottled up by June as well. They can find a hero now. It's almost certainly going to be a pick-off. Moving towards the top. Resolution's already backing himself away. And now the focus coming towards this tier 2 on the mid lane. They've already found the tier 2 top. They can find another tier 2 just before the 20-minute mark as well. This is a very, very fast progression here for Newbee, and things certainly going to plan here for the Chinese.
The next big thing I guess they could do is they could either go for Roshan or they could go for tier 2 pushes. It's very common, though, for a team to take a team fight before they actually try to kill Roshan, just because Empire, obviously very experienced, they would know they would try to contest that. And BKB actually done here on Rabbit, and they're going to walk right into the DK.
Okay, I mean, it's a good job, though. He hasn't got the BKB on him. It's still on the courier. And because of this, they might be able to kill Rabbit. It certainly looks like they will, and that's big. Able to kill him just before the BKB comes out. But the Echo Slam from Sansheng onto 3. The Sonic Wave is a triple kill for Moo. They're going to look for Silent and Resolution as well as they head up to the high ground. What a wombo combo and a half. Silent to fall. It's an ultra kill for Moo. My goodness. Step aside, Dendy. There's a new man on the Queen of Pain in town, and Moo showing us how he wants to go for beating Dendy's score. I think at the end of that game, it was, I think Dendy was 20-0-15. That's what you got to beat, Moo. So far, he's on good track. 20 minutes in. It's 13-0-3. We've seen, oh man, 2 incredible performances on the Queen of Pain today from both Dendy and Moo. And this is, they're going to get the tower off the back of this as well. And Empire going to be a little bit starstruck after that, because the Echo, you've got to hand it down to Sansheng. That was a beautiful Echo Slam, and that was the reveal of the Blink Dagger, of course, as well.
They didn't know he had Blink.
They did not know.
That's the hardest part about that team fight, is you always get that one free initiation. That it was a devastating Echo for Empire, and they had nothing to deal with that. Even with Rabbit being dead before the fight really kicked off, just all it takes is one bad move, and then all of a sudden you get completely wiped out by a Shaker. And now Rabbit with the Elder Dragon form, they're going to get this tier 2. Blink forward here from Rabbit looking for a potential Dragon Tail. Not going to find it. And I think this could be the point where... actually, Roshan's still a little bit risky. You kind of want to wait for Echo to be back up, I think, if you're going to do Rosh. Or you want to get some lifesteal, at the very least, on that Dragon Knight. So it looks like Newbee are just going to go back to farming.
Resolution's pushing out this bottom lane pretty damn far. With the Ogre picked up now as well from the Storm Spirit. Looks like he's going to opt for the BKB here after the Bloodstone.
BKB after Bloodstone is a super safe choice. I'm not sure if he can get away with going Orchid anymore, just because of the kind of disables that they have. Like, for instance, knowing Rabbit has Blink. A Blink Dragon Tail can just be the end of a Storm, which is something that we haven't actually talked much about, is how good the instant disable on Dragon Knight is against that hero. Because DK is something that you never want to ball into, right? Because if you ball too close and he's in Elder Dragon form, you get a single target instantaneous stun. It's very similar to a Hex, and now Moo.
Oh, Death Ward onto Moo, but Moo just walks this one off. There's going to be the song from Aloha Dance. They are grouped up. What's the combo here? It's going to be the Blood Right follow-up now. This could be big for Empire. Moo's low, but they've got to pop the mech. Yoku trying to look for the first kill. Will be able to find Moo here, but Rabbit with the BKB just looking to turn and fight. Standing still at the moment with the Rupture on him. And now June with the Snowball. The Warriors punch onto Lodge. Echo Slam again from Sansheng. Always want to fly, get a drop, but Resolution, he's putting in the work this time. He's found 2. He's going to look for Sansheng, but the Sonic Wave, that's going to be Yoku down. They're going to be able to find Resolution as well. Silent, the last one to live in. Moo moving forward. Sansheng with the Fisher. They're going to be able to find a T-Wipe here again. Newbee, double kill for Banana. It's too much for Empire. Newbee are just winning 24/7, literally.
The buyback, 24/7. All right, Owen. Well done, well played, etc. Moo with a really good buyback. Like, he needed to buy back there. If he didn't do that, I'm pretty sure Empire would have actually wiped out Newbee, and it would have been completely lopsided in the other direction. And the other thing too is you have to make sure you secure that Roshan. And now, with the buyback, even though he gave away a godlike streak, it was a lot of gold to the team of Empire, but in the end, they get the Aegis, and that is pretty much what matters at this point, is making sure that you don't give an Aegis away to something like a Storm, especially being played by Resolution. And now, waiting for a stun here, potentially in middle lane. Okay, never mind. I guess he just popped Elder Dragon form for the fun of it. Or maybe he's doing a stack. Nope. It's just a 2-stack.
He's just chilling, flapping around, having a great old time here,
I mean, it
Rabbit.
is stacked once, so I can still see why you would pop it.
Oh, wait. Oh, we're going to know. Moo did die, of course. So I'm sorry, Moo. You're not going to be beating Dendy today, unfortunately, for the man. But still, a stellar performance nonetheless. 15 kills, 4 assists here onto the Queen of Pain. We've seen some huge multi-man Sonic waves. That's been absolutely incredible. Guardian Greaves now done on your June Tusk as well. 24 minutes in. The difference between the two sides, it is 7,500, which it is, it's not that significant. I mean, Empire, they are still farming to a certain extent. The majority of it down to the fact that Resolution, he was able to find a kill or 2 in that last fight, but still not looking too great here for the side of Empire. Newbee now smoked up. Moving over to the half of the map of Empire. They've got that Echo Slam available in 30 seconds.
Oh, they found the real Naga.
Oh,
no song.
Aloha Dance, if they can kill him, which with this snowball... Yep, there's nowhere for you to run, nowhere for you to hide. Aloha Dance. Taking it on the side, 25-7. Another kill here for Newbee. And Newbee at the moment, this is fantastic play from the team as a whole.
Yeah, they just want to continually play aggressive. They have the Aegis advantage. There's no reason to sit back anymore. You have a team that can actually break high ground at a pretty early stage. Like, a lot of drafts nowadays revolve heavily around fighting and trying to kill a lot and then pushing as like an afterthought. Whereas Dragon Knight, not only is it a great counter to 2 of the cores of Empire, but it also gives you high ground potential at a much earlier stage than a lot of teams would be able to get and still have something be that effective. So I really like that Newbee, they pick 4 pretty standard heroes, but DK is something that we don't see a ton. Like, we've seen it a couple of times, but it's not like at the forefront of picks. And maybe after seeing how the DK functions against the Storm and the Bloodseeker in this game, I would imagine some teams making some adaptations and saying this hero is actually really good in these situations.
Yeah, I mean, Rabbit's performance on the hero has been absolutely spot on. And now with the Invis rune moving in on the mid lane, maybe seeing if they can catch out anyone on Empire. Bottom lane, you've got Resolution continuing to look for the farm, just a few hundred away from that BKB. And top lane, oh, actually, let's have a look at the mid. Sorry, Link in from Rabbit. Wow! Yoku gets blown up. Where's your BK now, brother? And now he's going to look for more. Loa does, tries to sing, but oh, he stumbles. He's got a frog in his throat, and he goes down. Now to look back towards the mid. 2 heroes down the side of Empire. Oh, Rabbit blinking forward. The Dragon flapping through, looking for more. Resolution coming in with a pull. Oh, Sansheng with his Echo Slams. Resolution needs to get the hell out, and he's going to try for it. But the blinks forward. The snowball is incoming. Oh, back to base for Resolution. The rest of his team are dead. And Newbee now with the opening to take this mid set of racks. Empire just crumbling against the might of the Newbee team.
Newbee have played a phenomenal game. Like, ever since Moo decides to just adopt the nomadic queen role, just blinking to every single lane.
We've got a bit more action here, apparently. Resolution double it down, but oh! Killing spree for June.
That song.
And that's so beautiful. As they're going to sing this at his funeral. As oh, maybe they can turn it. Maybe this is big. Rabbit getting pulled in. The shallow grave is there, buying the DK some time. He's actually just turning and hitting on Loardance. Will kill Loardance jukes it out with the mirror's image. Nagasiren with the plays. Moo's going to lose his life there. Has got the BKB available. He's going to need Sansheng to maybe come back in. Oh, because no, he can blink out. In fact, they weren't able to lock down Moo. Now with the Yule Scepter, Silence got the Light Strike Array available, and he will time it perfectly, bringing him in as well. Resolution pulls him in, pulls him down to the ground, and Empire managing to formulate a defense of some sort and take 4 members of Newbee down, including taking the Aegis off their hands. So I gotta be honest, suddenly Empire, I mean, they are kind of known as the comeback kings of the Eastern European scene, and they're proving it here. They've managed to shut down Newbee for the time being, and they're gonna look for a push at the back of it. Now it's gonna be a little swing, not all the way back to 0, but it's a swing.
It's a pretty big swing. It was like, what, 6,000 gold and 7,000 experience? Like, that's not small.
No.
At 28 minutes in. Especially given the fact, like you mentioned, that was an Aegis push. Maybe just a little bit too ham coming in from Rabbit, blinking into those tier 4s, wanting to kill Resolution. Like, they got their kill, but the song coming in from Aloha Dance set up a nice buyback, ball back in, Blood Right hits on like 3 or 4 of the heroes, and then all of a sudden you just have no HP left. Like, you can't really fight at that point. And Storm is pretty much one of the best chasing heroes in the business. With that team fight, he's almost got his BKB completely done. And Silent, he's got Aghanim Scepter. So the burst damage coming out from this Lina, you're going to have to be really careful now.
Woo! Okay, well, Newbee, they're going to go for round 2 by the looks of it. They're grouping back up in the mid lane. They're starting to get the push on again. Moo's going to be back, teeping into the mid. He's going to have to blink his way up. They're going to try and break the base again here. Now, there is no song available, but everything else is ready and waiting at Empire's disposal. So let's see if they can go for a repeat here, Empire. Rabbit pushing in onto the racks, tickling away at these melee barracks. And okay, here we go, straight onto Silent with the Dragon Tail as well. Bloodbright's going to put down, the BKBs have been popped, and they will remove Lina from the fight. That's no Laguna Blade they have to worry about. So we're up to Resolution here to do some heavy carrying, trying to get himself around Yoku, trying to 1v1 Moo, but Moo coming out on top. Aloha does getting caught up by the Ice Shards as well. Rabbit just sitting there. He's too damn tanky. They can't seem to have the damage to bring down this DK. Oh! Uppercut there to the Nagasiren, bringing her down. That's 2 down. Now Rabbit, they're looking for more. They were not happy with the chance that they gave Empire, and they're going to make sure they don't do it again. 3 heroes down on the side of Empire, none with buyback available, and Newbee will look to finish off the middle set of racks, and maybe even more. There's still a tier 2 sitting in this bottom lane because of the fact that Resolution has constantly been pushing it out, but top lane of tier 3 and the racks is ready to be taken, and Newbee, they're going to look directly for it. 25 seconds till Witch Doctor's back, just over 10 before we can see the Naga and Lina back on the pitch. Yoku on the sidelines. Is he going to be able to do anything? He has a medallion and his BKB, but the BKB is on cooldown for 25 seconds. He's got to be careful how close he gets. Resolution, he doesn't give a damn. He goes straight in. He hasn't got a BKB himself for 20 seconds, but he's still fighting Rabbit. He's going to be Glimmer caped up. But now the song, Aloha Dance, singing with a slight touch of serenity. Beautiful. Beautiful tones. And now Rabbit, BKB though, he wants to step up the action. Oh! Sansheng, you bloody Earthshaker! 3 heroes down! Now they're looking for Resolution and always want to fly. They're trying to get the hell out of there. They just got spooked. Too spooky for them. Moo with the right clicks, checking always want to fly. Resolution punched up into the air. BKB, is he going to save it? No! Sansheng with the back slap, bringing him down. 4 heroes down. And now GG is called. It's all too much for Empire and Newbee. Take game 1.
What a performance out of Newbee. 38-11 against Empire. And like you were saying earlier, Empire is one of the better Western teams, at least coming into TI. They've had some really solid performances in the last couple of months. Not really able to show what they're capable of here in game 1 up against Newbee. The draft, for me, it wasn't a massive outdraft by Newbee, but you could tell like they had a lot to deal with the Storm and the Bloodseeker. Like the Lina core, it was 1-6, maybe not Silent's best game. Yoku had some pretty questionable engagements during the early game. Nothing really seemed to click for Empire. Maybe some miscommunications. People weren't on the same page. You know, small stuff like that. But in general, I really loved the DK, how they used it.
Yeah,
Buying the Blink Dagger,
impressive.
forcing a ton of team fights. You get that Dragon Tail stun. You get a follow-up with the Tusk. You get a Fissure. You cannot get away from that. There's no backup plan. Like, sure, Aloha Dance can song, what, once every 3 minutes when he's level 6 as a support Naga Siren? You're not going to have it up every single time Newbee wanted to do that. And it was just non-stop aggression, just taking the entire map away from Empire.
Well, at the end of the day, Newbee just outclassing, outplaying Empire. But game 2, let's hope we see Empire come back with a bit more of a fight, something a little bit stronger, see what they can do in response to Newbee's play style there. Fantastic stuff across the board. Of course, shout out just to Sansheng with those key echo slams, and Moo for his performance on the Queen of... The whole team, June Rabbit, Banana, the whole lot, working fantastic as a team. And we'll see what they're able to bring for us in game 2 against Empire, which will be right around the corner. Don't go anywhere. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another game here on the the third stream. Of course, the best stream here at the International Alliance today. Stream number 3 is where it's all going on. Best things are in 3. Valve likes to work in 3. Unfortunately,
Half-Life 3.
the dream. It's
Almost.
almost. Hopefully one day. But anyway, let's talk Dota. Newbee versus Team Emp. That was a very kind of Toby Dota, wasn't it?
A little bit.
Dota.
Doder.
Dota 2.
You got to get like the
No,
Doder.
The Do.
Join Doder.
Join Dota. That's
Dota 2.
American.
No, it's
Dota
not.
2. That's like Microsoft Sam.
No. It's not Dota. It's
John
Doder.
Madden. John Madden. Newbee versus Team Empire. We're into the draft. Let's see how it goes down. This is game 2 of the 2-game series. First game, of course, did go to Newbee, and my goodness, quite convincingly as well, Andy.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't the closest game we've ever seen. I think the biggest change in the game was the first time Sansheng revealed his Blink Dagger. It ended up being like, what, 4 heroes basically dying? It was a 3-man Echo, 4-man Fissure, and then everyone on the side of Empire just gets wiped off the map. And that was after they caught out Rabbit on DK, killed him, and they get completely turned around on. And at that point in the game, they just couldn't regain momentum. Empire never really had anything left in that game to say.
Now, this is more my kind of Empire. They've got the Tusk, and we know what they can do with that. They've also got the Quap. We saw how well Moo was doing with it. Let's see if Empire are ready to get themselves on the people who can play Queen of Pain pretty damn good leaderboard. Because today, at the moment, we've got Dendy, we've had Moo with some top-class performances. Let's see how Resolutions are able to do with it. Newbee, of course, though, they do get the Undying, which in the first series was Empire's first ban against them, so they do really respect how good Newbee are with this hero.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, the first game we saw the Undying ban. This time it goes through. But as you said, Naga Siren, one of those things that you don't really want to deal with it if you don't have to. I think the last game was a really good showing in how you can just say, okay, whatever. If you have Song and you have no combo with it, it's not really that threatening, right? Like we saw the other day, I think Gyro, Naga Siren, and Darkseer together. That combo was a bit scary because the Song can not just be an initiation tool, but you can just die out of the Song, and there's not really much counterplay unless you have something like a BKB. So maybe if you're not going for that Wombo combo, the Naga Siren is not like as effective during fights. But either way, Newbee going to get their hands on a Lina second pick. So both teams getting a pretty strong opening too. I will say, though, I like Empires a bit more because Tusk is not the kind of hero that falls off, I think, as hard as Undying does. So it gives you the same flexibility in terms of lanes, but also doesn't degrade as time goes on. It's like Tusk is pretty much always good.
I'm kind of interested to see as well, they did actually Newbee banning out the Shaker. Now, I don't know if Empire would have necessarily picked that one up. And I mean, after Sansheng's performance in game 1, it would have been a very... Obviously, it works very nice in tandem with the Queen of Pain, so maybe they're thinking, well, we've just done it, and it was incredible. The Echo Slams into Sonic Waves, they don't want to risk Empire getting a hold of that. And I guess Earthshaker just all around at the moment, one of the top-tier support/offlaners in the patch.
I think he just wants to prevent defensive supports. Like, yeah, he just bans Dazzle too. So instead of it just being like a ban that says, we want to ban a person out, and we want to ban like the Shaker against Sansheng. I mean, obviously I know Newbee is banned at this game, but for this instance, it's more just about we want to make sure that we can continually press our advantage. Shaker is so good at disrupting team fights in general, even without the use of Blink. Like, just throwing out a fissure can just stop you from going in. Dazzle, same thing could be said for having that Grave going or just healing up. I mean, Bloodseeker is still available. Maybe Newbee want to try to go back for that, although Empire do have the first pick out of the second ban phase. There's a lot of options. I think Newbee are feeling confident after their first game, and they want to try to push the advantage. They don't want to let heroes like Shaker and Dazzle through to let Empire play it passively.
Yeah, absolutely. And Empire themselves, taking away the very aggressive hero. You know, these heroes like PL and Jara, they're going to be farming and can fight, and also removing the Bounty Hunter here from Newbee, a hero that we've seen the strength of it time and time again. Empire now with their third pick. Now with the Quad with the Tusk. I'm trying to think what they might pick up here in tandem with the what we expect to be the Yoku Tusk. The Witch Doctor is available again.
Yep.
I mean, it wasn't a great game all around for Empire in the first one, but the Witch Doctor performance, it wasn't too shabby.
There just wasn't much he could do. I mean, it's hard to look at that last game and say that the Witch Doctor just didn't have a good game because it's Witch Doctor. It's more like everyone was having a bad game because Newbee were just running all over you. So I think that Witch Doctor is still very good. Not sure if they want to pick him now. I guess it's going to be a support, but I'm not sure if it's going to be the Witch Doctor. Ideally, you want to get your hands on something like Lina that Newbee have picked up because it just gives you that extra burst damage that you can just really go and kill. Or you can pick Winter Wyvern and try to deny it from Newbee because I feel like that could be a priority pick. And just being against that Tusk, and it's so annoying to try to kill somebody when you have that Cold Embrace and a Tusk combo goes in. Because it's such an easy counterplay, right? As soon as you see the snowball, you just Cold Embrace the target that he's going on, and then there's a very small chance that you can actually get the kill. And plus, it makes your lane still very open as to what you want to do. So we'll see how Empire prioritizes this. Or if they want to go back for the Seeker again, they can do that too.
A little bit risky, though, picking it into Alina.
It is Witch Doctor.
Witch Doctor, yeah. Yeah, he's a hero that they're very comfortable with. I'm sure. I'm not actually look at the stat Bible at the moment for Empire, but I'm sure Witch Doctor must be one of their most picked because it's definitely a hero that I associate with Empire.
Yeah, I always want to fly plays it pretty much all the time, so definitely in their comfort zone. And sometimes that's all you really need is just to make sure that you're picking heroes that everybody feels at home on, and that way you can all perform 100%, and that way you don't get taken off guard by like bad team fights or something like that. So now Newbee, they're looking at one more here. Lina Undying. I mean, there's so many things that you can actually partner with those heroes, and that's why drafting becomes extremely difficult, especially at the highest levels. And the more balanced the game gets, the more things that actually can work. Means that there's like almost an infinite number of possibilities.
Spirit Breaker is the hero here apparently for Newbee.
Right.
Okay. And we were talking about the potential of it in the first game. Didn't actually slip through. This time it's going to come out. And it's one of those disruptive heroes that you do like to pick, especially if the other team goes for something like a Tusk. You want to have something yourself that you can send flying into the front lines and just disperse whatever the opponent's trying to look for.
It makes their bans a lot more sensible too. If you look at the Shaker, the Dazzle, even the Naga Siren ban, these are all heroes that are great at stopping Spirit Breaker's chain of initiation. So one of them can Grave, the other one can Fissure and stop you from a distance, and then you have Song. So they're getting rid of all the heroes that have counter initiation to their Spirit Breaker to allow him to have a much, much better early game. Because even though Team Empire have some stuns, they're still kind of lacking in the damage output department. They pretty much have Queen right now. And then, of course, you're going to be relying on Tusk and Witch Doctor to hit 6 before they really reach their maximum potential. So with that in mind, I love the Spirit Breaker. Not only that, but because Witch Doctor cask has a travel time, sometimes, depending on what angle you're charging at, the cask might not be able to hit you fast enough. You know, like you can still get your stun into that fight. And TA.
Okay, I mean, so far, you know, there's no kind of damage over time.
This Silent Queen, then? I guess?
I guess so. Yeah. I'd imagine so, yeah, with the TA.
Yep.
I'm sure it's going to be Resolution TA, yeah. But, I mean, we've seen a surprising amount of TA so far in the group stages. There are teams picking it up, and Viper straight away in response to the TA. Okay.
He actually counters both of them. So no matter who they send
Yeah.
mid, it's like it's not going to be
All
great.
right. That's okay. This is not going to be
Okay,
fun.
this
for
is where
Empire.
Empire last pick Brood. And then do Brood mid, safe lane TA with Witch Doctor, off lane Tusk with Queen.
Take a book out of the old secret one.
That's the game plan.
Well, the Storm is going to actually be the ban here. So obviously the potential of Storm and Viper again. They can be mixed around. In
They
both
think that they're going to dodge the
things.
lane matchup, I think.
Okay. Okay.
Or no, wait, Empire ban it. Never mind.
Yeah, Empire.
Yeah, Empire ban it, not Newbee. Okay, yeah. So it could have been safe lane Storm for sure. They're assuming that it's support Lina, like 100%. Because otherwise you have too many cores, right? Spirit Breaker, Viper. Yeah, it has to be. So now, what is the ban? I would just ban Brood just to be safe. Like, I'm going to have nightmares about that. Okay, it's a Razor ban.
Okay, okay. Empire now with this final pick, and that's maybe going to make it a little bit more clear what their game plan is in terms of. Like, I mean, the fact that they have got this Viper against it is not going to be nice. Maybe Empire. I guess if you're picking at this portion, you're obviously confident in being able to play around whatever Newbee's going to throw at you in those final two picks. So
Yeah.
I'm sure they would have thought about the Viper, and you know they had the mental. It doesn't matter in the sense that they must have a game plan. And Empire with his final pick, still looking for what we expect to be that final support hero here for the side.
You know, this is what I think makes Secret such a good team. And I know we're watching Empire Newbee, but Secret would have just instantly picked Brood here. They would not have hesitated, and they would have said, we don't care if our lanes are weird, we would have picked it.
I think they just go for, I mean, what about throwing in the Disruptor, getting that back? That's an Empire classic.
Yeah, Disruptor's
Whoa!
good. Oh, it's Mag.
Okay.
So Resolution Mag,
I think,
Yoku Tusk.
I guess it might be, what, a Tusk top lane?
Wait, who plays the TA? So Resolution plays TA and Mag. So
It's gonna,
is it support Mag?
I think it's going to be... I think they'll just do Tusk as the support with Witch Doctor. They're going to put Yoku on something. I think it will be Magnus Yoku. Yoku's going to play the Magnus. Yoku's going to play. We've seen him do it before. It'll be Yoku on the offlane Magnus, and it's going to be one of the supports playing Tusk. So it'll probably be it's going to be a low hard dance on the Tusk, I'd imagine.
Yeah. Okay. So it is Silent Queen.
It's your offlane
Resolution
Mag.
TA. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And Ember Spirit. Okay. Moo Ember Spirit. It's one of his classics, and well, it's going to be the pick here against the line. But we're seeing a Magnus. I'm happy about a Magnus game. Have we had a single Magnus game?
Not that we've cast.
No, not that we've cast.
Yeah, there might have been one in another. Actually, has there been any Magnus games? There has to have been at least one.
There must have been. Someone else must have played it. But yeah, so Yoku's going to be on the Magnus. It is going to look like it's going to be this solo safe lane and this aggressive, silent, always want to fly, and a low hard dance tri lane. With, of course, Resolution in the mid lane on the TA. Over the side of Newbee, they're going to probably see what Empire do and react to it, I'd imagine.
I would assume so, yeah.
Try and get the favorable lane matchups.
You're probably going to want to put Rabbit up against either of the TA or the Queen. Moo on Ember, it's kind of a rough matchup against TA, but it also depends on how the TA skills. If you go 3-1-1, the Ember will actually do fine. But if the TA decides to max meld, or at least put like 2 points into it, it can be really troublesome for the Ember because you have to go in melee range to hit, and every single time you're just taking huge damage from meld strikes. So for now, Newbee doing the standard get control of the enemy jungle maneuver here at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, nicely done though by Yoku. Did get the ward down first and did catch vision of them popping down there, so he will know that Newbee have got that ward placed down there. In terms of lanes, yeah, low hard dance hanging up here on the top. Always want to fly about and silent position very aggressively here on this high ground, looking to secure the top rune. And from the side of Newbee, they've got Rabbit down here with June at the moment. Sansheng around the mid lane, but is it going to be Moo on this safe lane Ember? By the looks of it, they're going to put him up on the safe lane, and then have this maybe very nasty aggressive tri lane of the Viper, Spirit Breaker, and Undying. No, Rabbit. Okay, Rabbit's going to. Well, where's Rabbit going to go? Is he just going to go to mid? He's going mid, okay. And then, Sansheng's going to... does Sansheng need to go top and help Moo, or can Moo be left on his own?
I don't think Moo is going to be getting a lot no matter where he goes. In reality, what could happen is Rabbit decides that it's probably better to just go top and take the brunt of the tri-lane as Viper than to let Moo sit there, because Moo is probably going to make more use of the farm, I think, than the Viper. Even if the matchup mid is still favorable for the TA in a 1v1, I think you might end up losing less if you just put Rabbit up there and then you have Moo go mid, because at least then Moo will get EXP. And I think you want EXP on Ember at least. Like, obviously you want farm too, but if you get to level 6 or 7, at the very least you're going to have that max flame guard. You're going to have a couple points in the Searing Chains and those remnants that you kind of need, right? Like, it's the bread and butter of the hero.
So bottom lane, you've got this Magnus on his own against the Spirit Breaker and Dying. I mean, this can't be a nice lane for Yoku.
Well, it's not going to be a nice lane, but at the very least, they won't kill him unless there's some 17% going on. He might get harassed a bit, but he's brought a pretty good amount of regen to the lane. He'll probably go bottle too on top of that. And Sansheng has made his way towards top on the side of Newbee. So, yeah, they're TPing up a third. So they are actually just going to straight up contest this tri-lane.
And, I mean, tri-lanes as they go. The fact that Empire, they've got the Tusk, though. I mean, I guess with the Undying thrown in their hero that certainly does thrive on going against a tri-lane if he can get those multi-man decays off. And, I mean, this is good for Yoku. You know, giving him this lane against the Spirit Breaker, he's going to have a little bit of a nicer time. And Newbee obviously thinking that they can definitely achieve something by having the Undying up here. And if anything at the moment, it is creating a little bit more space for Mu to farm a little bit more reliably. And that means, as you were saying, they don't have to do this trade now. Rabbit can just take advantage of this mid lane and of the superiority that Viper has over a TA.
It's a great matchup for now. I think the Undying in of itself, just being in that lane, no snowball here onto Mu.
Tombstone has been dropped though from the side of Newbee. Mu's going to be able to walk this one off. He has got a dagger in his back. Banana trying to chase and always want to fly. Blink forward from Silent. It's going to be Banana finding the first blood on the Witch Doctor. Empire might just be able to find a kill in return. Aloha dance with the... Oh, it's Sansheng coming in with the deny onto Mu. Very nicely done. And now Banana, they're looking for a second kill. They might just find it. It's going to be a snowball. I think it's just going for the dirge here. So Sansheng should be able to pick this kill up. Okay, no, it's going for Lina, but he gets the Light Strike right out in time. And now suddenly has got a blink, will need to use it to get himself out. But 2 kills there for Newbee. They do lose a hero, but it was a deny there from Sansheng. Very nicely done. And this tri-lane already off to a great start now for Newbee.
I was going to mention how having the Undying in the lane makes it a lot less likely that Empire would do something like that. But before I say it, they just go in and they prove my thought wrong. I was like, against Undying, you typically don't just go ham like that, even if it's a 2v3 engagement, because as Tusk, you're forcing the other support into the team fight when you put him in a snowball like that, and then you can't really run away from the tombstone, so you have to kill it. And Sansheng with the clutch deny, as you mentioned before. The funny part about that deny was he actually had 4 wand charges and a salve. I'm not even sure if he would have died. I think maybe the deny wasn't even necessary, but either way, it was cool to see.
Well, off the back of that, we're actually seeing Aloha Dance move towards the mid lane. Maybe see if he can help Resolution catch out Rabbit. Oh, sorry, but at the same time, June goes
17%.
in. There must have been a bit of the odds in his favor as, yeah, gets the bashes off and has found that solo kill onto Yoku. So, yeah, another kill here for Newbee. 3 kills on the board. And again, off to a very strong start. Top lane, Light Strike Array always want to fly in a lot of trouble. They're going to be able to pick up that one. 1 dead Witch Doctor. And Mu going to be able to live this one through. The dagger is that just a level 1? It's just a level 1 dagger. He's A-okay. Resolution will grab himself this top room, but still, at the moment, this early game looking very good for Newbee.
They're winning mid marginally. Bottom, more charges.
Is he going to get a bash?
Oh my god.
He is. June. Oh! He's got the charge, and Yoku now does have the bottle on him, so it's going to be all right for this time.
He still needs to be careful, though. All it takes is 1 charge, another bash, and he could just be dead.
Mid lane. Aloha Dance with an Invis rune. Eyeing up Rabbit. Rabbit has got 2 points in the corrosive skin, though. Could be a hard on the side blades, actually bringing him low. Very nicely done here from Resolution. They want to try for it. They're going to go for it now here. Oh, they can't all snowball. They're going deep. There's going to be TP reaction. Rabbit going to look for the Dukes. Won't be able to find them. Does go down, but the Light Strike Array catches Aloha Dance. Can he find this kill here? Sansheng on his own. No, the Sigil coming out. Won't be able to chase that one down. So Empire do get away there with a pick-off in the mid lane.
The rest of Empire are also in the area still. They rotated everyone over here, actually. So now Mu, able to just free farm under his tower here. No danger whatsoever. And bottom lane, June continues to farm. He'll be level 6 soon. Because he gets that solo kill. Like, him and Yoku are farming pretty evenly at the moment, but that kill puts him obviously a leg up on the opponent in this lane. And he can get level 6 and just gank whoever he wants. Like, it doesn't matter who it is. Maybe TA is one of the few heroes on the team who would require a little bit more work to kill. But if you have a Dust on you, I think they could kill him too.
And indeed, as you said, June now this very potent point with the 6. Aloha Dance is silent. They have come down here just to see if he comes out. The line being drawn out. They're just worried that June might be charging towards mid. He's not for the time being. Actually going to head his way back to base as he picks up the fully completed treads as well. So fuck, just coming up to 6 minutes in, he's looking very scary.
Yeah,
on the
he's
SB.
going straight on mid.
On Resolution, looking for stacks. Banana's there. And with the charge, this is going to be kind of hard now. Yeah, they're going to cancel that one. Resolution aware, does back off. But they do know that this stack of Ancients has been created, so we'll see if they're able to do anything in response.
Yeah, it's only 2 stacks, so it's not really that big. As long as they just get like a couple of good ganks with a Spirit Breaker, I think they're going to start trying to control the map a bit. They even drop a ward in the camp to make sure that they can't stack it after the fact. And here comes the choo-choo train.
Indeed, they're going to go for Yoku here. Banana wrapping round as well. Straight on, they've dropped the Tombstone. Yoku trying for an RP. Won't actually get it off. And he is going to go down here with a bash. Coming out from June to finish that one off. Yoku dropping yet again. And another kill for Newbee here across the board. It's game 2. Looking to be going in a similar kind of way as game 1 did here for Newbee.
Yeah, Empire is still getting some farm though on their heroes. Like Mag, Yoku's actually the highest CS right now. And then Queen and TA are both also farming on top of that. So they're not really making any huge concessions other than a couple of kills going the way of Newbee. And the towers have not been pressured really at all. So the mid tower is almost at 100% health. Same to be said for the offlane tower. It's just some kills.
Going for the charge in mid. Sansheng moving in forward with Rabbit as well. They've got the Nether Strike. No, they haven't actually. 30 seconds. Okay, they're just going to use some bashes and some right clicks. The Light Strike Array, that'll do. There we go. 1-2. Resolution to fall. The bounce is coming out here with the casket. They're going to look for June first. Aloha Dancer moving in with the help of Voice. Want to fly. June is trapped up. He's going to be able to get the charge off just to be able to make the escape. Snowball coming in and out of the side trap from the TA will enable Empire to find a return kill. So they do get something in return for that one. They do lose that TA there in the mid lane.
I was going to say, if he got away there, that would have been like soul-crushing. Top lane. Can see Yoku here. I think he's actually fine.
Yeah, look at Moo. Moo's
He's got
a little
RP
bit
too.
too low to get that close, yeah. Moo's got to be careful how close he steps to this Magnus. And bottom lane, Silent. He's finding the space, finding the room, and he is top of the CS board at the moment on this quad.
Yeah. I think that's the one nice thing that Empire have going for them is their cores are actually still fairly mobile. Like TA, you're going to go Blink Dagger. Queen of Pain, you got that Blink built in, so you're not in that kind of weird situation where you're not able to take fights. You can always go for the team fight. June with the Rune Steel, super BM here. Gets that charge off on the Silent, takes it away from him. And as it stands right now, like Moo is farming all right, but it takes a little while for Ember to really get things going.
Oh, he's got level 6 now, so he's going to be able to keep himself constantly sustained in lane, TPing back and remnanting back out. And Yoku's actually found quite a lot from this lane. He's touching on level 8 now at this point. Has the backup of Aloha Dance with a Snowball, Ice Shards and an RP. Maybe they can find something, but Ice Shards not going to catch anyone out here. Smoke up, in fact, from the side of Newbee. They've got June and Sansheng moving around in the Radiant jungle towards the mid lane. Rabbit's ready and waiting as well. They should be able to catch someone out with the ward drop. They will spot out Silent here. Ping's coming out there. Aware that the crop is in the nearby. There is a fair few here. Resolution as well. This could be a hard one for them. They don't have level 6. They're going to go for it nonetheless. Straight in onto Resolution. Straight away, they've got the Nether Strike this time, and they will pop it here. Bring Resolution back. Light Strike where Sonic Wave comes out. Maybe they can turn it Empire. Look for June. They find the Spirit Breaker. Rabbit wants to find the kill. Will get Resolution. Might just lose his own life, and he will. So it's going to be a double kill for Silent, and maybe more. Empire going in onto Sansheng. Skewer back onto the Lina. There's your RP. Onto 2. They'll blow up Sansheng. Looking for Banana. They might. Well, it's a triple kill for Silent. Empire, they've finally woken up, turned up to the game. And cleaning Newbee right out. Only Moo surviving on this top lane. But what a fight there for Empire. Everyone coming in at just the right time.
That snowball from Aloha Dance was sick. Like, that timing, if he didn't get that snowball to bring Yoku in there, there would have been no way they would have gotten any more cleanup kills. Like, they would have traded 1 for 2, would have been a marginal gain. Instead, they get Silent with a triple kill. And I really hope June stops that charge. Okay, it did. Thank goodness. Okay. So, I mean, Aloha Dance is pretty low there, but I don't think it's worth charging past the tier 3 mid to try to kill him. At this point, the Ember is now level 7, so I don't think that you're going to be seeing dives like that without him starting to react. I think Ember is one of the best, like, mid-game focus kind of fighting heroes that you can have, and he's also extremely hard to lock down. So, between their heroes right now, they have the Tusk, they got Mag, they got a Cask. They got an okay amount of lockdown, but I think Ember is going to have to start being a priority for Empire to think about killing.
And you look at the net worth at the moment, and it is the Quap and the TA, the Silent and Resolution combination that is sitting at the top of the moment. But it's very close.
Yeah.
Very close to me. It's just 3,000 lead, which actually saying that's not too shabby for 10 minutes in.
It's all right. I mean, the thing is, those types of gold leads at any stage in the game can be turned by like one team fight more often than not. So when it comes to like golden experience lead, sometimes it's only really prevalent depending on what lineup you have. And here we go.
Going for Resolution. They've got 4 of them here. I don't think there's any hope of the TA escaping from this one. And Resolution will go down there. There's Newbee. Throw everything there on top of the TA.
Yeah, that was the Spite 4-man gank. But this is kind of why the TA matchup is not really favorable, because as long as it's a Spirit Breaker, yeah, move.
It's coming down to this bottom lane here, trying to 1v1 Silent. Whoa, the snowball coming in time. They might be able to turn this one. Silent's already out of there. There's a charge coming in from June. June looking for the bashes here. Hasn't got the ult available. Moon moving back in as well. Has the Searing Chains if he can latch it. And he will onto Silent. Silent gets onto Sonic Wave onto 2. And now blinks away. Sansheng's there though with the clean up on the Dragon Slave. And now with the 4 of them on the side of Newbee. Looking to find a low hard dance as well. He's not going to be able to juke this one out as the tombstones drop. Clears out the trees. Double kill for Sansheng.
Now this Lina, man. Level 7 support Lina. 4 kills, 4 assists at 12 minutes in. Sansheng is an absolute beast. He's only got 5 creep kills, but God help him, he has been contributing to these team fights at every single opportunity. So now, probably the big things to keep an eye on for both teams. Blink Dagger going to be coming up soon on Yoku. He's sitting at 1,400 gold right now. Other than that, you're going to be looking to see what item progression Resolution is going to go for. Does he go for the quick Deso? Does he want to go Blink to try to go for a big burst kill? In these types of situations, I feel like TA... like, he really wants to make BKB against these heroes. But the other thing, too, is BKB is... it's okay, but it's not great.
Oh, we'll see indeed, yeah. How much is he sitting on at the moment? Sitting on 1k gold here for the time being. And Yoku is, as you said, getting a lot of space up here. 1,600 at the moment. Newbee just applying pressure on the bottom here with Mu and Sansheng. Trying to finish off this tier 1, but... at the moment, yeah, with that fight, Newbee just swing it back round. But all in all, this game a lot closer in game 1.
Still anyone's game, for sure. The CS difference, I think, is the main reason why Empire aren't getting super far behind, because most of the movement that's come out of Newbee has been successful, so they haven't been wasting their time. It's one thing when a team is farming a lot of creeps and they're like still trading even in fights, and then the other team is like ganking all the time and not farming. That's typically when you see like the big difference, right? But for now, Empire maintain themselves at a pretty good amount of creep hits, so they're staying pretty consistent with Newbee's overall net worth and experience game. They do get the safe lane tower, yeah, the deny. Very nice.
Mid lane, Yoku. And low dance moving in. Rabbit is there. No, they're not going to go for it, looks like, for the time being. Yoku really wants to be careful. Doesn't want to be going too crazy when you're just a couple of hundred away from finishing that Blink Dagger. And okay, it's going to be Newbee smoking up now in their own jungle. What's the plan of action? Mid lane looks like it might be it. Rabbit, he's doing pretty well in terms of the farm game. Level 11 at the moment. I'd imagine that's his completed mech. Yeah, he has got the mech complete now on Viper. And this is fight time for Newbee. TA did opt for the Blink Dagger, which he has now picked up. With the wraparound here, oh, the ping's coming out. I think they know something might be up. June on to always want to fly, bringing him back. And Tombstone dropped, Slider Fist to slash up the Witch Doctor. And now back to the tower. Tier 1 being pressured. Can Empire do anything? They do have Sonic Wave available here onto Silent. Blink on Resolution. The fight's going to get June wants to start the fight. Going in onto a low hard dance here. Banana getting the decays off. Walrus Punch controlling June. And now there's Jaskewer. Oh, the RP here!
Oh my
the
God.
Sonic Wave is a triple kill. Catching them all. Yoku with the plays there. Moo's going to look for the TP out. Is he going to be able to get it? He will be the only one escaping. Yoku saving the team fight there for Empire. What a Blink Dagger. I can't remember the last time I saw a Blink Dagger reveal that spectacular.
Well, I mean, if you want to talk about last game, Sansheng had a pretty good reveal. Right?
That's
He got
true.
like a 3 or 4 man
that
echo,
was
right?
a Sansheng level
that
reveal.
was sick. Yoku, I'm so glad he's having a better game. Like last game, he seemed a little bit out of sorts, you know. I mean, here comes Moo.
Moo. No, that was it. That was it. Just a quick Moo. But yeah, I mean, Empire. That was some impressive action.
That was, I mean, that's one way to get momentum, right? You get a really good 4-man or 4-man RP into Sonic Wave Scream, just kill pretty much everyone on the side of Newbee. Moo's the only one who was able to escape there. That is the way. That is definitely the way. So with that kind of fight, you can look to see the item progression of some of the heroes kind of speed up a bit. Is typically, can you get like one item, like a Blink Dagger on Mag, that could turn a game really big? You start to see the net worth of some heroes kind of skyrocket after a few really good engagements. So hopefully a Resolution get himself to something nice here. He's got a
1v1 with Resolution. Resolution's actually getting charged as well. Resolution with the bait though, because here comes the snowball. Passing by June. June getting caught out here now with the Walrus Punch. Tombstone has been dropped in. Wow, always want to fly looking at it go. June using the truck to get himself out, but there we go. Yoku with the skewer. Finishes off your Spirit Breaker now. Always want to find a lot of trouble as Rabbit moves in. Now, can they turn this? They are going to be fighting us with Tombstone if they try and go back in here, Empire. Both teams with one hero down. And, oh, he's moving forward. Mech's being popped. Well, he's going to blink forward here, Resolution. Trying to find Banana, and they will with the shockwave there from Yoku. They get themselves a second kill with this engagement now. Okay, Silence turned up. Aloradon's getting low. They will lose the Tusk here, so it's a 2 for 2. The trade remains even. Silent blinking himself up to the high ground. 3 of them sticking around here. Now, moves. Oh, okay. Resolution going forward. Won't get caught out by the Light Strike, but he will get caught out by Silent here with the Yule setup. Sansheng needs to be careful, and the Sonic Wave clipping him just at the edge. Will bring down the Lina.
These fights are getting a little bit hectic.
Talking about hectic, June. He's not going to tie odds that deep. They've even got the Death Ward back available in 20 seconds if the fight continues. Yoku's got an RP here. They could very well jump back in on this Empire. With Lohadons coming in, topping up Yoku with the bottle charges. I mean, Newbee needs to be very aware of this RP coming in for round 2. Because Yoku, he's certainly ready to go. And look at this. Empire have this ward here. They've got perfect vision, waiting to see if Newbee group up. And Newbee at the moment just keeping themselves behind the tier 1. I think they're aware that Empire are ready to look for more blood.
Well, both teams want to fight. I mean, it's pretty obvious. You got Spearbreaker charging in. June, once again, he's found his target. It's going to be bottom lane. Silent does have that Yules, though, so if he sees it coming, okay, yeah, he's just going to TP away. So nice move coming in from Silent, realizing that he's going to be in trouble. They got some good warding.
Mid lane Moo. They might be able to get this. They would have to expend the RP die. He just tries for it with the skewer. The Remnant was there, so not going to be able to find it with that 1-2. Resolution now managed to pick up the Mithril Hammer on top of his Blink Dagger towards, I mean, I'd imagine after Blink Deso. Yeah. Udi's a BKB would be safe, but Deso's going to be a lot of fun. And
the nice thing about his particular build is when you have Blink Deso with somebody like Magnus on your team or Tusk, the setups are really nice because you can snowball into like a Blink meld and you just kill that hero straight away. And the minus armor also synergizes very nicely with the Tuskar punch. So you deal more damage with the Tusk punch as long as the meld comes out first on top of that. So it's really good synergy. Yoki has got RP.
Well, Silent going for Banana. There we go. RP onto 2. Catches Moo and Banana. It's a Banana Moo as they're 33 seconds down after the Undying. Moo trying to get the Sleight Fist out, and now will Remnant away. He's going to live, but always want to fly. Looking at it go, and they just can't stop him. June getting low. Is he going to be able to keep himself alive? He's going to live through this one, and this is a disaster for Empire. They've actually lost 3 heroes off the back of what was a pretty good RP to start off with. Yoku's going to be in trouble as well as he's going to fall. And Newbee coming back, fighting back with vengeance, taking 4 of Empire, and only losing the Undying there.
I think there was a bit of miscommunication when they went in because the RP hit on 2. They immediately kill one of the heroes, but instead of hitting the Ember and making sure that Moo died, Resolution was hitting the Tombstone. Like, he didn't actually turn around to try to go for the kill, and that way, Moo actually managed to get away, and because of that, it allowed Newbee to continue chasing and just clean up the rest of Empire. So when RP comes out, you pretty much have to prioritize the heroes that are stunned and try to kill them in that RP. Because otherwise, like, what's the point of using the ulti in the first place? So maybe they weren't exactly sure how they wanted to go about it. Maybe Resolution thought that killing the Tombstone was more important than killing the Ember Spirit. But I think after that, he will definitely change the way that he was going about those fights.
Yeah, I need to be a little bit careful about throwing away fights like that. There's going to be a charge on Resolution. Doesn't look like there's going to be any follow-up. Nah, they're going to cancel that one. And yeah, he's closing in on his second Mithril Hammer, so you know, this Desolator is going to be pretty much right round the corner here for the TA. Always want to fly. He's looking pretty poor. Hasn't really been able to find himself anything at the moment. No sign of that Aghanim's on your Witch Doctor, which is a shame because he's been managing to land some pretty nice Death Wards and getting some good durations off on them. Move. He's found Silent, and oh, there was going to be a charge, but again, cancelled by June. Newbee just waiting for that perfect moment to jump. And okay, there it is. So Deso now complete here for Resolution.
And that opens up Roshan opportunities for Empire. Actually, Resolution can solo it with those items. If he can find an opportunity to just go in there and just start dealing damage to Roche without Newbee realizing, he can just take it for free. Unfortunately for him, there's a ward that would see some of the more obvious pathing that he would take towards that pit, and Newbee maintain their tier 1 mid and their tier 1 in the offlane. So doing Roshan right now is even more risky. I think he'll probably just be okay to continue farming, as he is the highest CS in the game, actually, right now. And overall, in terms of net worth, he is also highest, along with Silent on the Queen of Pain. And then Yoku, he's actually top 5 as well. So he's continued to keep a pretty good level of farm up throughout this game, even with his contributions and his RPs.
Yeah, Blink Dagger 4-staff complete on top of the Arcane Boot. Shoku looking pretty good for himself 21 minutes in. Moot, he's closing in on that Battle Fury, just halfway there through the final sword. 22 minutes in on top of the tread and the Aquila, not bad at all here for Mu. That's going to hold Newbee in a pretty good position as we go kind of forward into the later portions of the game. Rabbit working on his Aghanim Scepter, and again, about 3/4 of the way there. Just a couple of hundred before the penultimate item. And June looks like he's going to be opting for a BKB here, potentially on your Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, it makes the most sense. The less disables that Empire can throw at you, the better off you're going to be. Spirit Breaker's only job during a team fight is to be a jerk. Like, just disrupt people, bash them all over the place, maybe go for a solo kill on something like Witch Doctor, or maybe you hold the Magnus down long enough to where his team just dies before he's able to get a good RP. There's a lot of options that you have, but the general rule of thumb is just charge with BKB, ult somebody, keep him locked down.
Oh, Empire, looks like they want to go here. They've got the RP available. Haste Rune at the moment on Resolution, moving towards the top lane. And now he's going to go straight in here onto... Oh, wow, one hit. Doing a hell of a lot here to Banana. They're going to charge forward, and actually, well, Resolution, that TP's not going to work out, son. And Large Track Array is going to miss, but well, the Searing Chains and pretty much everything else isn't. Gets the Refraction off, will be able to do a little bit of return damage onto June, but nonetheless loses his life. And I've got to say, that TP was unfortunately for him not the play.
I don't actually know why he TP'd. Maybe his haste was wearing off, and he thought that he had to TP to get away. Like, maybe that was his mentality, but he kind of...
But he had the blink.
Like, no, he blinked in.
Oh, yeah.
I think he did.
He blinked in to hit the Undying.
Yeah, so... I don't know, that was weird. A bit uncharacteristic of Resolution to do something like that. I think as soon as he blinked in, he realized that he made a mistake because he didn't have enough time on the haste rune left to be able to really pursue that, and he saw the Tombstone being dropped, so he's like, all right, I just want to run, but I can't actually run away normally, so I have to go for a TP, and then June just... He gave him the moo cow, and then suddenly life was hard.
Right, and off the back of that, Newbee are going to look to take this tier 1 on the top lane. And they will do so indeed. That's going to have that finished Battle Fury up now for Moo on his Ember. Well, there we go. So Quap now, Silent, has finished off the Aghanims. Level 13 at the moment on this hero. And Yoku, 1k on top of the Blink 4-staff. Overall, in terms of the graphs, it's very even for 24 minutes in. And I mean, I said it before, I'll say it again, Empire. It's certainly kind of the Empire we expect after the performance, which was... it wasn't really Class A.
Well, again, I think they put a couple of people on heroes they might not be accustomed to. I think Yoku has totally like blossomed in the second game in comparison to what we saw in game 1. Like that 4-man RP, they are pretty much even in this game because of Yoku's Magnus. Like his play so far has been very solid. Even in that 1 RP top where he gets 2 and skewers them in, I think that was more kind of Resolution not targeting properly than, you know, the RP being bad. But now Silent is being charged down here.
Oh, he's actually going to go in onto Sansheng, and well, it's the bait successful as they turn it around. Newbee, June just turning up right in time. And that's a big kill there. Lena getting 630 gold there for that bounty onto the Quap.
That was very well executed. Because if he saw the Spirit Breaker coming, then he would have Yules. But the thing is, the Light Strike Array came in as the Spirit Breaker was coming into vision. So he basically had no time to react, and he got his blink baited out. So Sansheng knew the stun would land. So overall, very nice coming in from Newbee. Now they get themselves a Roshan. I wonder who they're going to give this to. Maybe Moo, I guess? You can give it to Rabbit, but I think he's actually so tanky, he probably doesn't need it.
Especially now with the Aghanims complete as well, yeah.
And Ember's a pretty
very
decent Aegis carrier as well, because he has high mobility. So you can keep like a Spirit out. Oh no, wait, they did give it to Viper. Okay.
Okay. I mean, good luck killing him twice. It's
Yeah, for sure.
He is going to be right on the front of these pushes when they go for it. I mean, that's one thing they haven't really done, Newbie. They've not grouped up too much. They have taken down the tier 1s. Last game, they're 20 minutes in. I mean, they were knocking on the tier 2s in a fair few different lanes. But I guess that was when they had the DK. They did have arguably a little bit more of a pushing potential than they do with this lineup, which is certainly more of a skirmishing one. Aloha Dance. They're just going to back up here. A banana wrapping around. They did have a ward up, but it's been dewarded here. So Empire doing this quite nicely there, shutting off this position in which a lot of the charges were coming out from Mr. Space Cow earlier, June.
Yeah, I think the Spear Breaker pick has actually been very important for Newbee, just being disruptive in the team fights. Given the fact that when a Spear Breaker charges you, there's some heroes that you don't want to play against because they don't have to commit very much to stopping your initiation. But Magnus, for example, and Witch Doctor having to use like Skewer or an RP or even your Cask, you don't want to have to use those abilities suboptimally. Like, you want to get a good RP, you want to get a good Cask. And when you have to throw them out just to stop June from going into the team fight, it becomes a huge issue because then Moo can run rampant and do whatever he wants, and Rabbit can just throw out the Viper Strike, and then all of a sudden you got a couple of heroes who are just getting kited around and dying. So against some heroes, Spear Breaker can function very well against, and I think that in this matchup, June has had a pretty easy game in terms of what he's able to do inside of these engagements.
Towards the middle lane, June and Rabbit applying the pressure onto this tier 2. The backup is there for Empire. Yoku, of course, with the RP available. We're seeing if you're going to find some opening, but Newbee have got this ward down here, so they're going to see any kind of movement from Empire towards the tier 2. It's going to be very hard for Empire to get this jump. And they're just keeping themselves split up and safe. Crystallis has now been picked up by Moo now on top of the Battle Fury. So in these fights, he's going to be able to have quite a bit of a punch if he can get those crits out.
He's not going for the double Battle Fury, dude. I think this is the first game that we cast that an Ember didn't go double Battle Fury, right? Because I think we saw like 3 Embers, and 2 of them went double Battle Fury. One of them's gone Crystallis Battle Fury, or Battle Fury Crystallis, rather. But it's all dependent on the team composition, right? Sometimes it's better to go double Battle Fury because you get more damage based on how close people are together. And sometimes if the team is going to be spread out, like you got Queen, TA can be considered like a semi-ranged hero when you have that Psyblade maxed out, and then Witch Doctor. You're probably not going to get the kind of cleaving that you would hope for. So maybe getting the other damage item is just better. And plus, there's some heroes that are just squishy that you can immediately kill with just a good crit. Like, always want to fly. Guy's got 800 HP. That's not much.
A couple of crits and he will be down. 19 for 15. A little bit of a slower point of this game in which no one's really catching either team out. Both teams playing rather safely. The difference at the moment, as we can see, it's selling at a very tiny amount. It is pretty much even across the board. Very, very close between these two sides. And it looks like Yoku, with the first Perseverance now with the Void Stone, is going to go straight for the Refresher now after the 4 stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty standard build from Mag. You should have enough mana with these items. If you make sure that you have a good amount of charges on your wand, like he has 17, he can double Arcane, so he can bottle a few times. You should easily be able to use all of your abilities.
They're going to go for Silent. He's got the Eels to buy him sometime, but he has already blinked once. They're going to maybe need to bash. They've got the Nether Strike. They'll hold him in place now with the Remnant Burst. There we go. A little bit of an end to that moment of peace we're having in the game as June picks up that kill onto the Queen of Pain. Now this may be go time for Newbee. This Rabbit turning up to the bottom lane. Both Yoku and Aloha Dance backing up, maybe not wanting to fight because they don't have their co-op for 40 seconds. It could be a little bit of an opening here for Newbee to get something done.
I think with the Remnant in the jungle as well, they can just go as hard as they want. Like, they don't have to wait. Queen being dead should probably secure the tier 2. And right now, they need to rely on big RPs. Like Yoku, he's already had a really good game. He's going to have to continue having a very good game, I think, if Empire want to try to come back. Because it's going to get to a stage very quickly where that Ember is going to become too mobile. He deals too much damage. They don't really have a good way of holding him down other than just popping an RP on him, or maybe the Tusk gets a good blink punch.
More Rabbit. Oh, the Ice Shard's not just trapping him in. And there's your Quap. So Quap now, Silent back in the game. And Newbee, I'm well aware of this, backing up. And okay, Moo's going to be able to bottle himself here and Invis Room. Has got 2,400 gold now on top of the Crystallis. So we'll be closing in on completing that Daedalus if he wishes to do so as his next purchase. And
Yeah, I think he
Silent,
will.
do you think Silent just goes for the straight up BKB here?
Is BKB... Is it that good? I'm thinking, like, it blocks a lot of damage. So it blocks Flame Guard, Searing Chains, obviously. Lena's damage. Yeah, okay, it's probably BKB. I think that because the Lena has Yules, that kind of solidifies it for me.
Yeah, and I guess the fact, Lena's nowhere near an Aghanim Scepter. June gonna hold back on this one. And, will they be able to trap him? No, unfortunately not again. Just pushes him outside. But still just this bit of a stalemate here between these two sides. No one really feeling confident enough to go straight in onto the other. But it certainly is Newbee that's pretty much got the majority of the map control, and Empire feeling a little bit more timid. Now they're going to try and fight up against it. They've smoked up. They want to try and break themselves out of their portion of the map and see if they can catch out Newbee. They've got this RP. It's going to all be about Yoku's initiation, really. What can he find here? Banana and June are going to dispel the smoky onto Silent. And Nighttime, they didn't quite have the vision, though. Still Yoku's... Maybe they're going to see if they can use Silent to bait here. Because Silent was already picked off once. Maybe Newbee will feel that they can do it again. Yoku's just going to reveal himself here. And still not able to get a jump onto Newbee.
Well, if they need to have a good RP, somebody needs to lead the fight off. It can't be Yoku going in first. Like, Yoku has to be the one to go for the RP after things have already kicked off. So they need, like, Aloha Dance to go in, or they need maybe, like, even Resolution to a degree. Charge here onto Aloha Dance. Okay, it's going to get canceled.
Okay, that's an RP there. Catches 3 of them. Shewers a couple back into the team, but they're actually still alive. Popping the mech. Always want to fly, trying to do what he can with the Death Fall, getting low, and he will do it. That's going to be the Viper falling down now. June with the bashes onto Resolution with another strike, but June, he's got to be careful. Resolution doing a fair bit of damage. Will get caught up by the Light Strike Array off of Sansheng. And Newbee, they've got 4. So's Empire's 4-4 at the moment. Still alive. They're getting healed up here by the Soul Rip. Yoku, can he go back in? Maybe look for a potential skew in a few seconds. A couple of seconds and he will have it. And the Slider Fist going to cancel it now, remnanting away. June's actually going to go back in. The Yule's there. Yuking it out there from Silent. And there, okay, blinking forward from Silent. Again, the Yule's this time from Sansheng going to try and combo this one up. We'll find him in the Light Strike Array. The Snowball coming out. It's going to go straight for Sansheng. Looking for the Lena kill. We'll get it. There's the Sonic Wave. And Yoku bringing back the Undying into the Sonic Wave. But Moo! Just cleaning up with the Slider Fist and now looking for more. You can have a Slider Fist in a second, but it's not going to be soon enough.
The damage.
Double kill from Resolution as they clean up Newbee. It was a long fight, a disjointed fight, but at the end of the day, it is Empire that come out on top. And I gotta say, these are some full kind of man-on-man. These are really kind of hearty, everyone playing to the best of their ability, and very close ordeals between the two sides.
I gotta say, though, that Sideblade 2 from Resolution on the high ground, like, he's Sidebladed, and I think, who was it that he killed with it? I think it was a Spirit Breaker. So June was sitting, like, on the high ground, retreating away. Resolution Sideblades a creep on the low ground. Gets a kill, and the RP at the beginning of the fight, June actually BKB'd, so he didn't get skewered back. If he didn't BKB, I think Empire would have like totally annihilated that fight.
23-20 at the moment to Newbee. Empire certainly closing the gap. And as we can see, they did slowly over time. This was kind of the period when Newbee were taking control of Empire's jungle. But now after that fight, Empire sweeping it back, but it's still only very, very small differences. Off the back of that fight, though, Yoku has now got the Refresher all completed.
Refresher RP, I don't know if Newbee really have what it takes to fight against that yet. Like, they're going to have to start focusing Yoku somehow. Like, at least make it so he can't RP the way that he has been. Like, hitting 3 or 4 heroes 2 times in a row, that's not going to be okay. Like, Newbee won't win that fight, ever. So they're going to need to find a way to address that. I guess you can just have June BKB and go in, like, all the way. And here we go. Gonna have a smoke up here from Newbee. They're looking for something here.
Well, let's see if they can find it. At the moment, farming the lane, Silent. Okay, charge for June. They want to go straight in onto the quad. And here we go. BKB pop by June. He is going to take well, Silent gets himself inside the snowball. Very nicely done. Maybe they can turn it around. It looks like they can. They've killed the Spirit Breaker. The Death Ward doing work. Looking for a low hard dance here. The Tombstone has been taken away as Resolution comes in with the right clicks. And Moo has to remnant himself back. It's a 2-for-1 so far off the back of this. The rest of Empire getting themselves out. And Newbee there with their smoke, with their brashness, with the initiation, do come out on top, as we can see. Just a few, about 1,500 gold to change. They are going to be able to stake some of these Ancients as well here for Moo. who has now got 2,200 gold on top of the Battle Fury Daedalus combination.
Yeah, it's pretty common for teams to do that smoke because, again, even Empire probably knew it because there was a trap in the pit, so they know Roshan's up, and Roshan is always going to be high priority at this stage in the game. We're getting to the 35, 40-plus minute mark. Roshan starts to be very, very important for both teams because the inflated net worth of all the cores. So I think it was maybe not the fight that Empire were looking for, but also keep in mind that Yoku didn't use a single RP. Like, he had RP up at the end of the fight. He was forced out in a way where he wasn't able to get the kind of counter initiation that he was looking for. And if Empire keep having that happen, they might have a bigger problem on their hands.
Empire, I've got to be careful about it. That's for sure. Still at the top of the net worth, it is your Resolution TA with the BKB Manta style on top of the Deso and the Blink. Talking about Blink, Ember is going to be the option, item of choice on top of the Daedalus and the Battle Fury now.
Well, I mean, Blink Dagger is something that I think the Chinese teams do on Ember a lot. Smoke here from Empire.
Indeed, moving close. They'll drop the ward. They know Sansheng and Banana are around. Yoku, it's going to be up to him. Ice Shards coming out. We'll catch a couple of them. Yoku, when's he going to jump in? Yules, he's waiting for an opportune moment here. They've got to kick off the fight already, bringing Sansheng low. Yoku still not looking for not finding the initiation. It's all right there. They've found two already. June's trying to fight up here with another strike, trying to control Magnus. Death Ward doing what he can against Rabbit, and Rabbit's getting low here. Rabbit might just drop. They're going to be able to go in with a low hard dance of Resolution and find themselves the third pick-off of this fight. And now looking for June. There was actually an RP here onto Moo. You've got to see if they can actually control him up. That's the first RP here.
He's got Refresher.
He's got the second one, and he's going to use it looking for Moo. With the Arcane Boots, he has got enough mana. Can't quite find Moo. Moo proving to be a little bit too elusive. Deso will connect, so there's not going to be any chance of the Blink. They're trying to hunt him down, and this could be a dead Ember Spirit. No! He's got the Remnant, jukes it out very nicely there with the Blink, gets himself out. But that's what that can be said for the Ember, not for the rest of the team, though. Newbee losing 4, Empire just losing the 1, and off the back of that, Empire are going to find themselves Roshan. What a fight there for the Empire.
I mean, that fight actually went so well for them, even though Yoku RP'd pretty much just an Ancient. Like, he RP'd a Dragon. He didn't RP a hero. So, very fortunate for Empire to walk away with that. Now Resolution, with that Manta style being done, has that Aegis of the Immortal in his inventory. I mean, after game 1, I was really thinking that Newbee kind of had the advantage in terms of, you know, they played extremely well, and it was, what, like 38-11 or something like that was the end score in game 1. But now, game 2, on the back of Yoku's Magnus and Resolution with that TA, Empire pulling it back.
Yeah, I think it was, we said it was just, this is just an Empire lineup, and Empire knowing exactly what to do with it this game. It's looking very, very strong indeed so far, and now the graph's starting to break away a little bit more. I think it's a 7.5k now. Okay, Silent needs to be a little bit careful because there is a charge coming in from June. He looks ready to commit. Oh, no. Okay, sees Yoku there on the Magnus. Doesn't want to chance it when it's just himself and Moo in the neighborhood.
I really like the fact that Newbee is still playing aggressive, even though they lost like the last engagement pretty hard. They lost Roshan. They still can't sit there and just let Empire do whatever they want. You know, you still have to try to apply pressure in some way. And this game could still go either direction. Like, even though Empire has taken a couple of really commanding leads in terms of fights, you can't just say, all right, well, we lost the fight, so now we have to play passive. It's like Newbee are still looking for openings. They'll still try to exploit weaknesses that Empire have. I'm fairly certain that we're going to see a lot more action before this game ends.
I'm sure we will. 39 minutes in and 25-26.
Oh, Courier down.
Okay, didn't have anything on, though, fortunately, for the side of Empire.
Yep.
A little bit of extra gold. They're going to the team of Newbee. Sansheng trying to work towards his Aghanims now. Has got the point booster and 1k gold on top of it. 4,200 in the bank for TA. Banana, he's been pretty poor this game, unfortunately, for the guy. Second, actually, he's the lowest now on the net worth. Just behind Witch Doctor as well. Witch Doctor kind of been taking one for the team. They always want to fly. But after the back of that fight, he has actually managed to catch up quite nicely with the workings of an Aghanim Scepter. And in fact, well, he's going to have that in about 200 gold. And level 14 as well with the second point of Death Ward. It's going to be something that Newbee are going to have to be scared of in the fights as they kick off. We've already seen pretty much every time Always Want to Fly seems to be able to get off a very nice duration of the Death Ward.
Yeah, it's because there's too much other things to worry about. Like, you have to worry about resolution with BKB being in your face, dealing a ton of damage. You have to worry about Yoku's RP. There's so many other things on Newbee's priority list that Death Ward just hasn't been one of them. But soon, with the Aghanims completed, as you mentioned, they'll have to also find a way to address that. And I think, to a degree, Empire just has so many high-threat abilities that Newbee can't deal with all of them. Like, there's just no way. They don't have the amount of disables they need to be able to stop all of those things in conjunction. And top lane?
Well, Moo trying to go on to a low hard dancer. Low hard dancer, he's got the snowball, and now with the TP. It's all good, though. Moo's got the remnants out. Will be able to get himself away. And the blink back as well. Very nicely done there from a low hard dance, just to make sure that Moo wasn't able to catch him off guard as he drew the snowball into the Radiant jungle, just kind of by the secret shot. But 25 to 26, 41 minutes. And, well, it's going to be TA. What's he going to go for? Resolution. 5,800 gold. What's next on his menu?
I guess he goes crit.
Okay.
I mean, typically a late game TA can go back for stuff like Lifesteal and sell Deso, but I don't think he's to that point yet. I think Butterfly is good. Desolator, or excuse me, Daedalus is also good since he has Desolator. So either one of those things, just giving you that damage output you're going to need. You really want to burst heroes like Ember crazy hard, and I think for that, Daedalus is probably the best choice.
Well, here we go, trying to push down the mid, and with that Deso doing a hell of a lot. There's the defense move. Trying to get what he can out with the Slider Fist. Bring them low, Viper Strike thrown out onto a low hard dance. He's ticking him down, but they've got to always want to fly, of course, with this Voodoo Restoration. The sustain is certainly real here for Empire. As Resolution just stays strong and continues to push it back up here. He's going to walk up into this and actually taking a lot of damage here. Resolution needs to be careful. Will Manta away. Viper Strike to hit onto him. He's got the refraction in a few seconds, and again, always want to fly there, topping him up, keeping him safe. And this time, Empire back right up. Kind of feeling the wrath of Newbee from the high ground, and Newbee showing it's going to be quite hard for Empire to break this high ground.
There's also no reason to give away the Aegis for free. So you can go back and maybe heal up. They still have a little bit of time left on it. I think they have roughly like 2 or 3 minutes, something like that. So if they can make use of it in a better way than just walking up high ground and dying before the tier 3 goes down, that would be ideal. And plus, because they have that DD there. Oh, the Aegis is actually gone already. Never mind. Okay, so that was a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. So the Aegis being gone now means that he can finish his Daedalus. Courier's alive. Has double damage.
Oh, Newbee are smoked up at the same time as well. Wrapping around into the jungle. Line getting drawn towards a low hard dance and Silent. Looks like they're going to be the targets here in June. He's going to lead the way. They are going to spot it out now. Ping's coming out from Resolution. He knows that this is kicking off. And in fact, they found Resolution. Resolution will be able to blink himself out. And June going straight in on his own at the moment with the BKB. Has the Shadow Blade complete as well, walking himself out. Sancheng now with the Ghost Scepter throwing out Dragon Slave. Tombstone's been dropped from Banana. And Yoku still yet to be able to find any kind of RP in this fight. But the side blade, Sancheng will go down. Yoku just getting himself away. And with the punch there. But the Slider Fist from Moo. The damage is just too much. It's the 3-for-1 at the moment. Rabbit trying to fight up against Resolution, and Rabbit's got the backup now. Moo, Resolution holding his position here with the meld. Knows that they don't have any detection between these two heroes. It looks like the fight may just end as a 3-for-1 trade there, yet again favoring Empire, coming off very nicely. And that was in a fight that Yoku didn't even need to use any of his RPs.
It seems like whenever Yoku doesn't use an RP, they win the fight, which makes like no sense because you pick Mag for the sole purpose of being able to get that big ultimate off in a team fight, or at the very least, you throw an Empower out onto someone and they can hit a little bit harder. So during that engagement, Resolution, he showed a lot of restraint by not coming back out and trying to hit Moo again, because he still had that double damage, right? But he didn't actually have the Daedalus on him as he just finished it right now. So he can send that out. He'll be able to burst people even harder than he has been before. And instead of going for a risky play that could have resulted in him dying and then being forced to buy back, he just instead waits. Like, it's a high risk, high reward. Like, maybe he kills Moo, maybe he doesn't. But either way, I think he potentially would have died if he went for that.
Yoku, he's got a Shadow Blade complete.
Yep. Pretty standard stuff coming out from the Mag. The thing about Shadow Blade in the late game is it's pretty much a better version of Glimmer Cape because you're only using it to initiate. Glimmer Cape only lasts like 5 seconds, but Shadow Blade, it lasts 14, so that's ample time to get yourself into a better position. Whereas sometimes in the fight, if you use Shadow Blade to run away, it's not that good because people can have sentries or they can have dust and they pop it when you run. But if you're just using it to get into the engagement, it's a very, very powerful tool for somebody like Magnus.
Well, Gem now picked up by Lina, and that is certainly going to help them against these Yoku initiations. And here comes the push, potentially 3 heroes, 4 heroes in fact on the side of Empire at the moment in the mid. Aloha Dance on the top with that Solar Crest on top of the Blinken. Oh, going to go in onto Moo here. Moo will be able to run away. Oh, that's a big RP. Catches through the Sonic Wave, the Death Ward. 3 heroes suddenly dead on the side of Newbee out of nowhere. What a play there from Empire. The buyback's coming out. Oh my God, Resolution. 2 hits. And the cow is down. 52 seconds on the sidelines. And this is, I mean, Aloha Dance now. Warriors punching up.
They got another RP.
This is big. If they can find this RP from Yoku, this could be game, and he's going to move forward. Just going to use the skewer here to bring Rabbit back. He's bringing him close with the Lina. There's your RP. Sansheng and Rabbit getting caught in it. Yoku, perfect execution. Rabbit will fall here, trying to do what he can here, move, but the damage from Resolution is too much. Everyone's dead on Newbee, and that's with the buybacks expended. GG's called. Empire do it in a matter of those final 2 plays there. And I've got to say, the Yoku Magnus, the Resolution damage in tandem pretty much just ended the game right then.
You got to pick that hero for him every game. He played so well. The thing about Magnus is a lot of people, they fall into this trap of always using him as counter initiation, like waiting until the enemy team groups up, taking a team fight, and then you go in and you get a good RP. Yoku doesn't even need that opening. He just sees the opportunities as they come out in the game normally. Like, the fight hadn't even kicked off yet. He finds 3 heroes, forces 2 buybacks straight away, gets another RP on 2 after that, after using the refresher. Like, what else can you ask of the guy, honestly? Like, game 1, he definitely was a little bit shaky, but this game, he's like, you know what? It's time. It's time to show them.
I was going to say, a lot of things went wrong for Bloodseeker in Game 1, Yoku, and he pretty much redeemed himself tenfold with that performance. Absolutely incredible stuff there from the Magnus. Each and every RP perfectly landed, and just at the end, those 2 game-winning RPs there from Yoku. Incredibly impressive stuff, and obviously big shout-out to Resolution as well. The fact that he was able to get that amount of farm and in a game that was very still, and in a game that Newbee seemed to control most of the map for the kind of the major last half of the game. And at the end of the day, the Ember Spirit move, it just wasn't enough. We saw at the end he was able to get a lot of damage off, but that was just in one sleight of fist, and you just have Resolution sitting there, ready to meld strike him as soon as the sleight of fist ended, and a couple of hits there from the TA, and that was enough to bring down Ember. But what a series as a whole. It will end 1-1, Empire and Newbee being able to take a win each, both walking away from this with 1 point there for the leaderboard. But what a game. That is it going to be it, in fact, from myself and Draskell today, as this is our 3rd and final series. We'll catch you tomorrow. We'll be doing 2 series then, I believe it is, both MVP Hot Sixes game on this stream as well. But don't go anywhere, because there is more Dota on this stream. I'm not quite sure who's going to be casting it in here next, but I'm sure it is a beautiful pairing. So don't go anywhere. More games on the way, more Dota 2. Andy, any last words to sum up today?
I mean, there's been a couple of really exciting series. I look forward to casting more tomorrow. And I think tomorrow we're actually starting at 3 p.m. instead of 9 a.m., so we actually get to sleep in a little bit, first time. Because every day we've been casting since 9 a.m., right? So looking forward to getting some extra sleep.
It's going to be nice. I'm a bit of a lion, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we'll catch you tomorrow. Don't go anywhere. There's going to be more Dota right round the corner. And what a series. 1-1, Empire, Newbee.